Can you carry me?
I'm going to touch myself and cast light.
Cyrus, no!
I trust your whiskey taste. I trust your judgment.
So it can speak. We get its tongue now.
I'm not sure there's been an occasion where any of us have been particularly stealthy.
It probably wouldn't have worked, but we should have tried. Why are we so stupid?
I think the lesson from this is that I need to stop listening to you guys.
And it's at this moment we realize the DM is an idiot. Hello everyone, and welcome to the 16th session of As Below, So Above. Where we last left our heroes, they were in this peculiar room of tunnels with 6 different options to choose from, and a 7th that was a hole in the ceiling. Jens and Hati ventured up there and found it was a room with blueprints for a catapult, as well as instructions on how to get to where the supplies are and how to build it and use it, as well as dispose of it afterwards. Our other party members went down one of the caves to chase a little Snurfneblin named Snoodle McNubbin, something like that.
Yeah.
Mick
Lucy.
something. Lucy. Yes. and she begrudgingly agreed to join the party after warning them very heavily about fighting about fighting Echo, because, to quote her, Echo's an ancient being, and you guys aren't going to defeat him, or her, or them, whatever it is.
I love
And
that so much, Joe.
It's a great voice.
well, you guys get it for the rest of the time this NPC is around, which could be 5 minutes or 2 sessions. We don't know yet. Like maybe she just fucks off immediately. Anyway, you guys re-entered into the room, and at that moment, a chain ladder descended from the hole from which Jens and Hati went up. So I will say to the people at the bottom of the hole, so not Jens and Hati, as I'm assuming you guys just finished turning the crank, what do you all do?
I'm going to talk to Snoodle McLubbin and say, hey, looking up on my shoulder, because I assume that that's where she's perched right now. I'm not going to assume genders here, where they are perched, and say, hey, Snoodle, our friends went up there. Do you know where that leads?
Oh, yeah. That should lead to the armory. Doesn't it say it on the plaque down there? What are you, dumb and can't read? Jeez, God. This guy.
Well, actually, I cannot read whatever that script is, but I think our friends knew what it said, which is why they went up there.
It says the armory.
Okay. So what's up there in the armory?
Arms.
Weapons?
Yeah.
Arms.
Where do
Like
you keep the
human
legs?
arms?
Legs are kept below
Oh,
my
okay.
belt.
In your belt.
Below the belt. Jesus, this guy not
Oh.
get jokes either. Jeez, come on.
Funny, because the belt is on the waist and the legs are below the waist. That was
Oh,
very
well
clever,
done.
Snoodle.
Well done, Cyrus.
Beautiful. Well done. Good job. I'm gonna write that one down for later.
I can't believe I'm on your shoulders. And with that, she climbs down off of Cyrus's shoulders.
Oh,
It's okay. Cyrus is too busy writing down the joke.
That's fair. All right. What's the rest of the party up to? There's this chain ladder that fell down. Vero and Samson, or I guess Vero and Randy were hanging out there and not meeting the Snurfneblin, so I don't know if they will do anything.
No, other than just look up to see what's going on.
Yeah,
Something has changed in my immediate environment.
Yeah, there is something that has changed, and it's the chain ladder that has now descended. Would you guys care to climb up it after you're done writing down the joke, or ignore this and just do something completely different?
Well,
I will climb up it.
they're either gonna come down or not. If they come down, we can at least meet them halfway. That's the kind thing to do, right?
How do you meet halfway up a ladder?
Well, you see, when they come down and we go up, then eventually we'll meet in the middle and then we can chat on the ladder.
That
or
sounds
we can
horrible.
just pick one way to go at that point. I don't know. I don't climb ladders that often. I couldn't tell you.
How high above us is the hole that it dropped from?
It's about 8 feet. That's where like the roof is of this whole area, or the ceiling rather, and then the ladder goes up much higher than that. You can kind of see a little ways up the hole if you look directly under it, and yeah, you can see the chain ladder goes up quite a ways.
All right, I'm gonna use a magnified presence to shout a booming "Hello up there!"
Sam's or not Samson, Jens and Hati, you guys hear a delayed "Hello up there."
Alright.
Does that sound like
Okay.
Samson? It's
Yeah,
very
okay.
echoey, hard to tell.
Well, I guess they're alive. I just shout out,
that's-
hello!
You guys down there hear very faint "Hello."
Oh,
Should
they're
we
alive.
come up, or are you coming down, or there was a talk of meeting in the middle, or
You guys hear all that?
I don't want to go back down. I feel like we're just gonna come back up anyway, so. Should I just tell?
Sorry for getting the recheck on what we were doing up here. There's the parts for the arms as well as the plans up here, right?
Just the plans.
Blueprints,
Just the plans.
and then booklets of how to assemble the blueprints.
And I think where to find the parts.
Yes, yes.
Right.
Page 1, map to the
Uh,
parts.
Is the armory a dead end, or was there more?
There was a single exit from the armory that was not the hole you climbed up from.
A single exit in what direction, and is it labeled?
It is not labeled, but given that it's the only one, you assume it's the one that is on your map. So you can imagine that there's a map starting with the room you're in, and then there is a path that is traced to where the supplies are.
I mean, if we're planning on building this, I think we should get everyone up here, right?
Yeah, this is where a map starts, you think? Okay,
Exactly. Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
So I will shout, come on up!
You guys hear very faint. Come on up.
Good enough for me. Let's go, guys. Snoodle, you coming?
I guess
Great.
you,
We'll all
you were
go
pretty
together then.
convincing earlier, so
Snoodle, I think we could really use someone with your demeanor in case we need to charm anyone and, sweet talk them. So come on up. Come up with us. You're one of us now. You can hang out with Randy.
She looks over at Randy, and Randy looks over at her and just says, "We're the best group of adventurers you could ever hope to be a part of." And she just looks back at you guys and just says,
really? This guy?
Or, I mean, we could tell jokes again if you want to join me and climb back up on my shoulders.
she starts going up the ladder.
And be like, wait, this is the wisest man I know. And I'm just pointing at Pharaoh.
Oh,
Like, you do well to listen to him. And she's just climbing up. And I just
Yeah.
keep telling her things.
Okay.
I'll
Yeah.
climb up after Snoodle, and but first, of course, because it's going to be a dark tunnel, I need to touch myself and cast light.
Nice.
So-
Classic.
Yeah, gotta light
Good
the
job.
way.
Good job.
Thank you.
She looks down at you and sees you do this and just shakes her head and just keeps going.
Joe, can I do an insight check to see if Snoodle McLevin thinks I'm cool?
Yes. Yes, you can.
Okay.
And you can roll that yourself.
Exciting. 3.
No.
Oh, that's
She's
such a bummer.
She's clearly way cooler than all of you guys and is just doing a favor by hanging out with you.
I feel vaguely embarrassed by this.
Sounds good.
I believe it. Totally.
Does everyone else that's down here, i.e., Vero, Samson, Orpheus, go up the ladder?
Yeah.
Right. It's climbing
Randy
time.
waits. Randy waits for you all to start, and then he starts up behind, taking up the rear.
Hmm.
Hmm.
As
Very
suspicious as ever,
suspicious.
Randy.
Yeah. All right. And you guys climb up this ladder for a little bit. I'm not going to make it potentially break or anything. That just feels like unnecessary kind of challenge, but it did cross my mind. And it crosses all of your minds at a certain point when the ladder just starts to like it falls about 1.5 feet and you guys all think, oh no, it broke, and then it clutches on. And Jens and Hati realized that it needed to be latched in the crank, and they didn't do that, so then it just like turned to its extreme degree and then stopped. Seems to be holding.
Oops.
Yeah, we screwed that one up a little bit.
It's
I'm
okay.
going as fast as I can now.
Jens, you're pretty sure you may or may not have broken the crank
Oh, by not latching it?
by not latching it. Yeah, it may or may not turn back up, but that's someone else's problem.
Shoot, I think we broke that. I think that's good and broken now.
It's a way down. What's the problem?
If anything wants to come up that we don't want to come up, I suppose.
We just pushed him off.
We also really, really trusted that ladder. I sure hope it doesn't break and our friends don't fall to their deaths.
I just look down. Do I see them climbing up?
They're getting close to the top.
Ah, they're almost there. It's fine.
We have nothing but confidence.
Yeah.
And with that conversation coming to a close, you see this strange looking gnome come up the ladder. Actually, Jens is a well-traveled person and knows this is a Snurfneblin, and Hati was told what Snurfneblins are in the Fae, being also from the Underdark. He was made aware of some history of his past. So you see this Snurfneblin come up and then immediately go to the corner of the room as kind of a stranger danger instinct comes over her.
Ooh, would Jens know a appropriate Sverfneblin greeting?
Would Jens be confident that he would know one?
No.
Then no, he has no idea what the proper greeting would be other than saying
But
hello.
Jens
We come
never
in
has
peace.
any confidence in himself.
I'm just gonna whisper whisper to Jens like, do you know who that is?
It's a Sverfneblin. I think they're really nice.
Oh, I remember learning about them.
Jens bows very low. Jens van Indrecht at your service.
I will
She
try
just
and
kinda-
imitate him.
She just kind of stares at you two and waits for Cyrus and the rest of the gang to get up the hole. And they eventually do come up as you guys have bowed and greeted the Snurfneblin. And you guys
Oh,
see the
everybody,
scene as I've laid it out.
Look at this. This is, aside from the whiskey, this is like the only nice thing we've found here. We can build artillery.
Yeah,
Okay.
we can fly.
Oh.
Maybe.
What?
Well, that'll definitely help us reach Echo.
How is that supposed to intoxicate us?
The intoxication of delight and discovery.
And hypoxia,
And
if you go
thrill.
high enough.
I love hip hop.
Yes, Orpheus. Hypoxia, very good.
A little condescending there.
Wait, so when you say you want us to fly, you're really going to we're gonna go in this thing and be shot as far as we can go.
I am not entirely convinced of the merits of that versus flinging dense debris at Echo.
That's much better.
What?
That's much better. Ah, what a relief.
Wait, what? Ah, this is not as fun, but that's okay.
Would Hati count as a small, dense piece of matter? That's the real question. And I think he would. So really, everyone can be happy here.
Well, I don't want
That
to
is true.
use dense because Hati is a very clever and cunning fellow, but certainly a tough and robust
Thick.
fellow.
Yeah, when I
Yeah,
said
it's- I
dense, I
think
meant
it's
Yeah,
muscularly.
Randy is the
Mhm.
group, and I pat Randy on the back.
Of course.
That's right, brother. And he does a
Randy
big
certainly
flex.
is dense.
Yeah, we can all agree about that.
And what do you think about this whole plan of flinging stuff at Echo, Snoodle? Do you think that this is obviously you're aware of this room and aware that these flinging machines exist?
What you want to know what I think about flinging pieces of debris at a dragon that's a mile long? That's existed
like-
since time began?
That's exactly what we're
yeah.
asking, Snoodle.
You wanted
yeah.
me to you want me to tell you what I think about the plan? Well, what do you want the goal or outcome of your plan to be? Do you want to die a painful death? Because that's a great plan. Do you want to look like idiots while flinging rocks from the top of a mountain? Then it's a great plan. Do you want to potentially piss off the people who own this stuff that you have no idea who it belongs to? Because it's not me. And it's a great plan.
Hmm.
Do you know who owns it?
No, I just said I don't.
No, you just say you didn't own. Sorry, you didn't own
Do you
it
think
personally. I
it
was
would
wondering if you knew you
get
did.
Echo's attention so that we could have a chat with them?
I can answer that one. That's a really rude way to get somebody's attention.
It's
I
effective
mean, if
though.
you're that big,
She-
though, it's really just like tapping you on the shoulder.
She picks up like a handful, like just some loose gravel that's on the ground, and then just starts picking it up and like throwing it at Cyrus.
Hey,
You like
that,
giving
that's kind of
physical
annoying.
examples, don't you,
How
Snoodle?
does that make you feel? Does it make you feel like we're friends?
Honestly, not really. It was
Then
a
how do
little
you think
annoying.
Echo will feel when you do the same thing to her? Them. Him. Oh.
Snurfles, you've raised an excellent point. Perhaps rather than some irritant, we could find some sort of anti-dragon munition that would, one fell swoop, just delete Echo from existence. Perhaps there's something else we could fling at Echo. Is that what you're saying?
I
I
like
was
this train of
thinking,
thought.
I was thinking, now hold on. I was thinking, what if we flung a tasty meal? Like if we flung a nice big potato at Echo.
But he's not a potato, Cyrus.
Hey, Randy.
How rude.
No. Like a food.
I
Food
think
exists.
Echo might
Do you
eat people,
see a big
Oh,
potato?
so we could
right,
fling one
the
of us.
bones. Hmm.
Echo doesn't
As a-
like flesh.
Oh,
Really?
Would you
Echo likes
believe?
bone.
Would you believe that we all have bones under our flesh?
I would believe that.
I knew you were smart. Doesn't that mean that Echo?
She throws more pebbles at Cyrus.
That was pretty
Hey.
condescending.
yep.
Wasn't trying to be.
How about just finding? There's plenty of bones in the valley out there.
There are a lot of bones around.
Hmm.
Especially
So-
if we consider the premise that there is a mile-long being that likes to eat bones, why then are there so many bones around that haven't been eaten?
And
No,
if
no,
I
no, no,
recall
no.
correctly, there's a mass of bones outside of Echo's lair, is what we were told. Is there's a whole pile of bones, as if they had been discarded while eating the flesh off of them bones.
Just likes to collect them, maybe? Not to eat them?
Could be. Well, and if this is a being that discards the things it collects all over the valley floor, are we certain that it's holding this eye of the beholder with it? Or perhaps this eye is something that has been discarded in a pile of bones.
Maybe
That
it's a way
was
of
my
marking
initial thought.
territory. Like laying bones out to be like, this is my land, and Echo's trying to keep other people away.
Okay.
Jens,
Maybe we should
Did-
ask them.
Mm-hmm.
All
Were
right,
we
I'll
told-
do it. Fling me at the dragon and I'll hit it with my club.
were we
Hmm.
told that this eye is inside the belly of the great beast, or just that the beast was in possession of the eye?
Only that the beast was in possession of the eye. GM, is that correct? I'm pretty sure that's correct.
Yeah, so Jens would remember this because it happened literally within the last 24 hours or so. But yeah, Babel said very concisely, go get my eye. Echo has it. There wasn't any indication of if Echo had it on their person, if Echo had it in some hoard somewhere, or what was meant by that statement. So it was a little ambiguous.
Well, maybe all we need to do is use this catapult to distract Miss Echo. And if I observe correctly, I see our friend Cyrus was mighty distracted when he was having pebbles thrown at him.
It was a little annoying, but it's okay. I forgive you, Snoodle.
Snoodle smiles at Vero's statement.
Before we go any further with this plan, um, Snoodle, do you want to share with everyone else what you were saying about the sages and
Oh,
how?
that the sage of speech is the worst person in this entire region because he banished my entire people to live in the mountain below the outside of it.
Yeah, do you want to give some details about that? Like maybe what happened there?
Yeah, we were in we live in the mountain. We used to live all over the mountain, on top of it, around it, in the valley. We had a nice society there. Um, and then Babel decided that we were not good. So Babel banished us inside the mountain. And it was about that time that, maybe not that time, maybe 100 years or so later, but it seemed like it was a few minutes or so. Um, Echo started hanging more around this area, and then it became unsafe to be outside at all. And I think that's I don't know the history too well. I just know the series of events. We used to live all around here. Never had any problems with Echo. Never had any problems with Babel. Babel decided we weren't good people, and then Babel banished us in the mountain. And then sometime later, maybe a few minutes, maybe a few 100 years, uh Babel lost his eye, but we're still banished, which is annoying. Maybe we probably have to break the eye. So I'm hoping when we get this eye back from Echo, you guys will break it so that we free my people. Because anything else would be very rude, and I don't know why I'm hanging out with you if you're not going to help me.
Is there any reason why Babel thought you guys were bad?
No, we're no, we weren't doing anything wrong.
Did you? You said two things in there. You said Babel banished you, but you also said that Echo showed up, so you started hiding in the mountain from Echo. Did
No,
Babel
I
banish
didn't.
you at all,
No, no,
or
no, no,
just fail
no.
to get rid of Echo?
Echo didn't force us inside. It just wasn't safe as much as it was before. We never had problems with Echo before, but now Echo hangs out a lot more around the mountain. I'm probably getting the details of this wrong. It's like three things. Echo, Echo's been around forever. Babel's been around for less time. We've been around for about as much time as Babel. We didn't have problems with Babel for a long time. Then Babel decided we weren't good people, banished us. Then sometime later, Babel lost his eye to Echo. Unknown how that happened because we were inside the mountain. I also don't know how Babel would get snuck up on by something that's literally a mile long. That seems a little ridiculous. So there's probably something else that happened.
Perhaps there's some kind of misunderstanding here, because as far as we can tell, Snurfum, there's the sages are good for the folk of the underworld. That's all that we've garnered.
Well,
That's your
hopefully,
truth.
hopefully we can find a way that everyone will be happy. Echo, you, like your whole tribe, and Babel. Hopefully there's a way that everyone can be happy and you guys can go back to living out on the mountain again.
It seems literally impossible since Echo wants Babel's eye. Babel wants the eye back, and Babel wants us to be banished, and we don't want to be banished. It seems like someone's going to be unhappy.
That's a good point,
I
but
literally don't know how you make all those things happen.
Well, when we return the eye to Babel, we'll advocate for you on your behalf, as long as you help us. You can come with us and see that we do so.
Hey.
You know, Snoodle, we will advocate for you even if you don't come with us.
Okay, and then Snoodle goes down the ladder.
That wasn't exactly the reaction I was hoping for, I'm not gonna lie. I thought
I
that
don't
would be inspiring.
don't think she likes Cyrus much.
I thought she liked me just fine when I was singing to her, but I think then she got I don't know what I said. It was strange. It was like one moment I was singing to her and she liked me, and then I started talking to her and she didn't like me, and I don't know what happened.
The
It
DM
sounds
would
like you
like
started
to
talking.
remind you of the exact events of last session. You guys were dancing. She did not find you charming at all. You guys rolled a persuasion check to convince her to come with you. You rolled really well on the persuasion check, so she begrudgingly agreed to come along with you.
Oh, I remember.
And then all of this happened, and she decided she did not need to be with you guys anymore.
I remember that. Don't worry.
Okay. I just wanna remind the party of the series of events that transpired.
Cyrus can live in his own world of truths.
Would you
Mhm.
guys like to chase after this NPC? I was gonna put an adjective in front of that, but I couldn't think of a nice one.
Snurfeblin.
Newfound,
Snurfler.
lovely.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Small.
Small. Yeah, the small NPC.
No, I think
A
it'd
little
be
gal.
rude to like try and hold Snoodle against her will here with us. So if she wants to go back to her tribe, I understand. I miss family too. But
So catapult?
yeah,
Do you guys
Catapults.
multiple.
Catapults. Ah.
What do you think would happen if we used a catapult on a catapult?
Deploying the catapult to destroy the catapult.
Could you then catapult the second catapult to send you even further?
Yeah, like a projectile.
So what you're asking is, can you catapult a catapult? And can that catapult in turn catapult another catapult while being catapulted through the air?
Exactly.
And
How many
then we can
catapults could we do this?
catapult Hati.
On that, so I could go around the world.
There we go. There we go. Well, we only need to get you to Echo.
Yeah, but like, it'd be cool though.
It absolutely
Just-
would be cool, but there is also a ceiling in this place. Remember, there isn't just
Oh,
the
I could just
sky
get
up
out.
there.
What if I
No,
just
no,
get
no.
out and get my soul that way?
It's rock. I'm pretty sure. I mean,
You would just splatter.
it might
Just
hurt a little
bludgeoning
bit.
damage, it's fine.
The road burn, the rash you'd get. Ooh, I would not envy you.
You could never sell your flesh again.
I don't think they want my flash. That was kind of evident.
Are you guys walking towards the
Oh,
catapult while you're having this
don't be
conversation?
modest.
No, I think I
No.
had pictured us just staying in the room, having not
Just-
decided
just-
on the course of action.
Just checking, because I don't know what the party's doing next.
We're all just chit-chatting.
Just
I-
dancing around.
I think we go to make the catapult first. Let's see if we can actually make it. We don't know.
That's true. Maybe there's only material enough to make one catapult.
Hmm.
That's true. That will dictate the plans that we can make. All right, Hati, lead on.
Okay. Look at the map.
Yes.
Nice.
Is that a good map?
It
Jens,
looks
can
like
you
there's the door
verify?
where it says that there's a door.
I don't know if it's a
That's
good
a good
map.
sign.
I do know that it is a physical map.
Okay. Okay.
I tap it and close my eyes and spin around and try to investigate if it is in fact a physical map, suddenly doubting myself in that assertion.
You guys follow the map, you follow Hati, and you walk for what seems like a very long time, and eventually you get to a semi-closed room. There appears to be a sort of soft ramp that goes into an opening potentially out of the cave. In this room, you see that there is a bunch of supplies covered under a burlap cloth, kind of acting as a tarp. And you're seeing a bunch of various metal and wooden components. And again, that strikes you as peculiar because you haven't really seen paper and wood aside from in this region. So it appears to be the only region with those materials.
And we still have
Um,
not seen a living tree, correct?
You have not seen a living tree. So the presence of this is ever more puzzling. Unless there's trees somewhere, but just not here, and stuff's been anyway.
Imported.
Logistics aside, Jens, you have the highest intelligence, making you the de facto engineer.
Excellent.
Now what I will say is I will give you a proficiency bonus to this check if you take a trance to become proficient in engineer's tools or the equivalent of that. If you want to take a 4-hour trance. Otherwise, you can forgo the +1. It's your call.
I don't think we're on a. As far as we know, we're on not on an exact time crunch, are we?
You have not been given a clock in any sort of way.
I can
No.
also sit here playing some music to inspire you the whole time.
I would love that.
We had some
It's
reason to
my
think
pleasure.
that we had a limit of days or something, though, didn't we?
Well, Jens is fine now. Jens and Orpheus are no longer about to die. I think that was our biggest threat.
There may
There
have been
wasn't-
a. Sorry, go ahead, Clay.
Well, I thought there was something for like resolving the whole thing. Like, if we weren't fast enough, we won't be able to restore our souls.
I
thought
think
one
there
of
was a vague sense of you guys shouldn't dilly-dally, but there wasn't a if you don't do it by X number of days, something really bad and irreversible is going to happen to you specifically.
Oh,
There
okay.
was just this ominous sense of time is of the essence, don't dilly-dally, but there wasn't like a hard steadfast, you need to do this in X number of days, otherwise the end of the world comes or anything like that.
Okay. So we should take our time then.
Build it right the first time. What's the old saying? Measure twice, cut 3 times.
Bonk once.
Well,
Bonk
because you
once.
cut it
There
a
we
little bit
go.
long the
Yeah.
first time, so that you have a little bit of
Yeah,
leeway,
yeah.
and then you
Okay.
like slowly slice towards it.
Exactly. There you
The
go.
best way to cut things.
Yeah.
In a
My
geometric
grandfather
series.
was a boat builder, and he is so offended right now.
Well, I'm sorry to your father,
Grandfather.
Senior Jens. Sorry, is it
Senior.
Senior Jens?
Senor, yeah.
Senor.
I don't know. Everyone just kind of called him boss.
You called your dad boss?
My grandfather.
Your grandfather. What did you learn boats from him?
Largely, yeah. I mean, my whole family, very very in and around the water at all times. We don't need to get into sort of all that, but yeah, my grandfather, excellent sailor, avid boat builder.
Okay, wow.
So
Sounds like a fun
Jens, you're
guy.
taking a trance.
Yes.
Okay. So that'll take you 4 hours of meditating, and then the rest of the party, you guys can pretty much do whatever as long as it's not annoying or interacting with Jens, because then he won't be able to do this. Similar to the wizard.
I want to use mend on somebody's brittle weapon or armor. Who has a brittle
Ooh.
weapon or armor that needs to be unbrittled?
I will.
Unbridled.
I have a. I have a battle axe. That would be great if you unbridle.
Okay, can I spend my 4 hours unbridling the battle axe?
Yes, I think you only need an hour to do one piece of equipment, Clay, so you can cover 4 in this time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And
Does anyone still have a shield that's
I've
prone to
got
blowing up?
my spare shield that could definitely use. I think it's already broken, but if you could
You
put it
could-
back together again,
Could I,
that'd be
yeah, could I
great.
mend it and then?
Yeah, so that would take 2 hours. But yeah, you can mend
Okay.
it to brittle, and then you can mend it again to being not brittle.
Okay, does anyone else
Resilient
have?
is the keyword to put next to it.
I've got 2 hand axes that are brittle, which come in handy to throw at things.
Okay, so I can do one of them.
And you mentioned that this is like has like a bunch of like different. This room just has a bunch of different components. Could I look for weapons in particular because I need to still. I want to
Building
look for.
components.
Building components. Ah, okay, because I need to get either a glaive, a halberd, a pike, a quarterstaff, or a spear. Does anyone have one of those?
Oh, I technically
Fresh
have a quarterstaff, but it's my walking stick.
You would deprive an old man of his walking stick?
Oh, okay, that's okay. That's okay. I'll survive.
Yeah, Vero is pretty old. He's 249 years old.
Wow.
That-
249 years young, actually.
Yeah, that's young for my people.
um,
But he
We must
feels
all be saplings to you.
Well, we grow slow like the mighty oaks.
Sturdy too, I imagine.
You're so wise, Vero.
Thank you.
I am in a trance, so I'm not listening to any of this. But Hati, if you were looking around, you would notice that there is a quarterstaff next to Yen's.
Okay.
Steal it.
well, he's in trance.
I'm just gonna be like, I'll just keep looking at it. Like, oh, should I take it? Should I not? I won't keep it. I'll ask him after. I learned my lesson from the wizard.
Well, you guys are about halfway through this. A couple of Duergar venture from the top entrance down towards you guys. And they make direct eyes with Hati and say, "You seem new. What's your name?"
Hati, what's your name?
Well, I'm Will and this is Benji.
Ah. Is this your area? We're just looking to build a catapult that we got the instructions for.
Oh, splendid. We need more in the line of fire.
What fire?
Come with me. And he gestures for Hati to come with him.
Wait. Hati, are these friends of yours? Are these friends of yours? Hello, hello. Yes, we're
They
here
seem
also. Do you know these people?
No. But they seem friendly.
Do they?
So where are we going exactly?
To the front lines.
Fighting against what?
Well, we need to keep the beast at bay, of course.
Which
Echo?
beast?
They gesture towards Vero when he says echo and just do the nose tap and
Oh.
point.
You see, I told you they are friends. Okay, we are planning to do the same. At least we're
Perfect.
planning to fight them.
He gestures to the rest of you that aren't yeah, well, also Jens, because they don't really care that he's in a trance, but it won't disturb your trance. They say, "Splendid, and you have some new recruits? Perfect. Always great to have people to join our noble fight."
Exactly.
Excuse me. Why are you fighting Echo? I know why we're fighting Echo, but I just want to make sure that you know why we're fighting Echo.
To protect the glorious kingdom, of course.
Yes, the glorious kingdom. Yeah, the kingdom that is glorious, which is
You should know, as you've been
Which one?
recruited by one of our finest. And they again gesture to Hati.
Can I roll an insight check on Hati to see if he's lying?
Yeah, you can. And you can roll it because you know the meta knowledge,
Yay.
which is that Hati does not know these guys.
That's wisdom, right?
Yeah, it'll be
Okay.
wisdom. Actually, it'll be intelligence for this one, but it's probably still low if you got -2.
Oh, in that case,
It's 7.
2.
Right? You don't have high. Hati's a shady guy. Like his backstory is all riddled with things that just don't quite line up. Like he's an orphan that's not from the Underdark, but's from the Feywild, and he's the chosen one. Like how much of that is really true? You've been around con artists, scam artists, swindlers, hustlers before, and you know Hati's playing the part. Like a lot of those people are play dumb, play naive, and Hati does that a lot. Reeks of suspicion.
Okay, guys. So, we
Well, there-
found more people who are fighting with us.
I'm gonna stay here with Jens so that we can build a catapult, and then we'll join you guys. But if you guys want to go and like make sure that they'll be ready for us and let us know what it's like up there.
So split the party.
Well, yeah, just like you two can like, or maybe if Samson or Vera wants to join the two of you,
We'll
then-
take Randy as well.
Sure.
I'll remain right here. I've got my hands full. And he says that with a twinkle in his eye, a very visible twinkle in his eye, because he's currently mending all the.
Yeah, I know Vero is occupied right now for 4 hours. That's right. That's right.
Right.
So,
Mm.
Orpheus, do you join with everyone, or is it just Hati and Randy?
Yeah, I'm gonna have a private conversation with the non-Hati crew.
Okay. So you walk up to them.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So Hati joins you because he does not know that you want to have a private conversation. And you guys are walking out of this tunnel, and they're just taking the two of you plus Randy, who's like, "Oh, the front lines is where I belong. It's my natural place in life."
Exactly.
And yeah, you guys are wandering up. You get to the crest of this opening, and you can see that you are kind of on not the top of the mountain, but you're on a high ridge of the mountain. So you can't see over to the other side, but you can see around quite a ways. And there is a whole line of catapults on this artificially made ledge. So they've clearly dug out some rock to make a flat region where they can put all these catapults, and there's at least 30 that you can see spreading along each direction, and you see that they have decent sized boulders that these Duergar are loading into the catapults and then perpetually launching down the mountain. They don't go very far.
Okay, are they hitting any?
It mostly seems like if you were trying to land on the mountain, it would make it very difficult to impossible to do so without getting hit. But it's not going so far out into the distance. Like if you were to track it with the tapering of the mountain, it probably goes just a little bit beyond that and then eventually hits near the base of the mountain.
Okay, and can I see Echo in the distance or?
You spot Echo in Echo is so far away right now that it's just like looks like a little speck in the sky. Orpheus did not see Echo though. Yeah. Orpheus, would you like to try and talk to Will and Benji?
I actually meant the other people.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah,
My bad.
no worries.
Hati joins them and then you go have a side conversation with everyone else. So Hati, I'll finish describing your scene and we'll have a moment there in a second. But yeah, Orpheus, what would you like to say to everyone who's conscious?
I just wanted to be like, so do you guys trust Hati right now?
I mean, yeah.
He just sort of went with those people who came out of nowhere.
I'd trust Hati with my own life.
You know, usually I would agree with you, but this feels strange. Where did these guys come from? Do you think they're the ones attacking Echo and that's what made him angry?
I mean, maybe,
be.
but like we can just go and see what's what out there. I mean, I'm sure Hati's learning all about it right now, and he'll come back and let us know what's happening.
You
I
guys are
trust
sure that
Hati.
he's telling the truth?
He only got us lost the one time.
I'd like to do an insight
is
check
true.
on Orpheus.
Nice.
Party fracture.
Yeah, go ahead and roll
Uh-oh.
that. Yeah.
The battle royale begins.
Oh, yep. We're
I
relying on
will-
insight.
I will ask Samson, what are you trying to glean from Orpheus right now with your insight roll?
I'm trying to figure out if Orpheus knows more than he's letting on about the situation.
Oh, yes. Please roll an intelligence-based insight then. And Orpheus, I'm going to need you to roll your deception because there are things that you have not told the party. There's quite a few.
But they're not about the situation.
But that's not what Samson was trying to glean, right? Like Samson's trying to see if there's things you're hiding.
All right.
Really?
17.
Nice.
Ooh.
Nice. And Orpheus, what's your deception roll?
23.
You know, Orpheus is a very reserved sort of character, Samson. Orpheus hasn't shared a whole lot about their past. Somewhat different than the rest of the party, who has opened up quite a bit. You recall that Orpheus was not part of the big sharing in the Zone of Truth. They were pretty reserved there. But there's nothing about this interaction or anything you can spot particularly that makes you think Orpheus is untrustworthy as a party member.
All right, I put my hand on Orpheus's shoulder and I just say, Orpheus, squint my eyes. I say, it almost seemed like you had information that you were keeping from us, but I can tell that you're 100% on the up and up, and I would trust you and follow you to death.
I will put my much weaker hand on Samson's shoulder, which requires me to stand on my tiptoes. I'm gonna be like, I feel the same way about you, Samson.
Just kind of nod knowingly.
Cyrus is gonna come up and put a hand on both of your shoulders. Yes.
I mean, they're not that much of a height difference. Like on your character sheet, Orpheus, it says you're 5'8", and then Samson's 6'4". So I mean, it's a pretty big difference, but
Okay.
not insane.
Yeah, it's
So,
not
like,
actually that
yeah.
much.
Yeah.
All right.
That's nowhere
And then-
near the height differences in my real life.
And then Cyrus is almost a split difference because he's 6'2", so it's like, you know, a little bit taller, but you know, still not as tall
Happy
as
medium.
Samson. Yeah.
Yes, we're
Feel like
all
if-
friends here of average plus or minus a few inches height.
Yes.
And then there's Hati.
There's
It's
Hati
okay.
who's like,
Hati's not here right now. It's okay.
okay, so with
This
that
is
going
bullying.
on, Hati and Randy are up at the front lines here, and Will and Benji say, I hope your recruits are up for the challenge. We need to relieve some of these people of their duty for the next 48 to 72 hours. So hopefully they can man the catapults for that long. Do you think they're up for it?
I think so. I think we can manage. But I'm like, before I even said, like, are we even hitting Echo though?
Oh no, this is a defense mechanism. You see, as are you part of the kingdom? You look familiar, but I don't know if I actually have met you before. So I'll bring you up to speed. Basically, we're trying to defend the kingdom against Echo, who
Mhm.
has in the past lived here on and off. We like to think crashing or what's the term? I can't actually
Squatting.
think of it. Squatting, that's the term I'm thinking of. Yeah. We think of it more like squatting. Echo has no place
Mhm.
living here. This is clearly the kingdom of the Duergar and shall remain such for the rest of history. So we need to deter Echo from landing here, and the best way we've found so far is to actively fire rocks off of the mountain, which seems to do the trick. Echo hasn't landed here in at least a decade.
Ah. And is Echo's lair, Echo's peak just up this way?
Echo's lair? It's our lair. I mean, palace,
Sure.
kingdom.
Yes,
I
yeah,
don't,
the
we
palace.
don't call it a
palace.
lair, but you threw me off by saying lair. No, it's just named Echo's Peak for the 10,000 years Echo used to live here. And then before that, there was a time when Babel lived here. But now we live here, and Echo hasn't landed here in at least a decade. Echo hasn't even come close to this mountain in at least a decade.
I mean, if we just stop for a little bit, it'll be fine, right?
You want to bet?
Yeah, I'll take you up on that.
Will nods at you with a side grin and just says, "Men, halt!" And with that, all of the catapults stop, and you hear a loud screech like you've heard before from Echo. That
Okay.
and then you start to see that dot coming closer.
Okay, we can start. You win, you win.
He has a shit-eating grin on his face. He says, "Men, resume!" And then they start firing the cannonballs again. Or effectively cannonballs. Boulders.
Okay. Well, that's
I know
great.
it's not a perfect solution. It's not going to last forever, but until our best minds come up with something better, this is going to have to do.
Mm,
And hey, we got lots of rocks, so our
I see.
estimates tell us we have at least 30 years of rocks and firing. So 30 years seems like plenty of time to come up with a more permanent solution.
You'd think.
You would think.
I will just say we need to go. My party and I, we need to go visit up the palace before we do man the catapults.
The other Duergar, Benji, just kind of like rolls his eyes and is like, typical new recruits, always needing to talk to the up and up. Jeez. Will says, that's no problem. That's no problem. Here, I'll get Benji to show you the way. I need to stand here and make sure that everyone knows how to fire these catapults properly. And then he looks over into the
Important.
distance like, I'm talking to you, Frank. And you see someone just kind of
Frank
like
the Duergar.
fumbling to put.
You can actually teach Randy over here. He'll give you a hand.
Yeah. He takes Randy under his wing, and then Randy looks all eager to start firing the catapults. Yeah, and now you guys do not have Randy either with you.
Finally offloaded Randy.
Finally offloaded Randy. And then
Yeah.
Benji starts escorting you in a different direction away from your party towards the
Oh,
palace.
I was gonna take we need to get the rest of my party first.
Benji rolls his eyes again, and then Will says, "Benji, counting on you." And then he listens to you. He's not much of a talker. He's
Mhm.
more of a sire and eye roller.
I see.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
so we'll go meet up with the rest of the group.
Yeah, so you go meet up with the rest of the group. And
Hey!
yeah, so you see Hati return with just Benji.
Hey Hati, what happened?
Oh yeah, no, they've got quite a setup over here. I don't know if we need another catapult. They have about 30 of them already up there. So, they're doing a pretty good job at keeping Echo away from the palace, not the peak, not the lair, the palace.
Okay.
And Benji over here is gonna take us there because we can look around.
To the Duergar Palace, not the Trog's Palace, because that's a different palace.
That's a different palace.
Benji speaks and says, Trogs, and then spits to his side.
What's
Yes.
wrong with drugs?
They're the degenerates of this mountain, and they belong at the bottom. Which he says with a very aggressive tone and spitting at the end of it.
Okay, but why? What did they do exactly?
That's his response.
Can I roll an insight check to see if he doesn't know?
Yeah, you can.
Can I roll it myself, or are you rolling?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. Sorry, I should
Okay.
specify that. Thank you for checking.
5
Like on the die or total?
total.
New recruits, him explaining beneath him. He's like, they're new recruits, not my job to explain to them.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So up to the palace we go.
Yeah, I guess I can wake up or whatever it is Jens is doing. I don't really know. He doesn't really need to be doing whatever it is he's doing if we don't need to build a catapult, because I think that's why he's doing that.
He might be having a nice rest, though. Do we really want to wake him? Look at how peaceful he looks.
That's true. He probably deserves it.
He's so stressed all the time. Like, let's just give him this one moment of peace.
Clay is also still in the middle of repairing people's armor. I would just like to add to.
I mean, I can stop.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm assuming that I'm working on the shield now and then can just stop midway through.
Yeah, we can say you got one thing done, so 1 out of the 4 items. So I think the first one that you started on was either a shield or I can't remember if it was Hati's.
Hati's battle axe, I think.
Okay.
Unless Hati would have taken it with him when he left to go
I'm
fight.
assuming he left it because you were mending it, but Hati,
Yeah.
correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, I think I would have left it. Mhm.
Okay. So we'll just say the battle axe.
All right, so I guess Samson just marked down that hand axe is still brittle.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then who's gonna wake up the elf?
I will
Well,
go
looks
up
like
there.
He looks like he's dreaming of like doing homework or
Hmm.
rollerblading.
Reading a book.
Homework and rollerblading, definitely the two two similar activities for sure.
Hmm.
And we
I feel like
definitely know what
Jens
they
would
are.
really enjoy homework. Like, do you guys think that Jens would enjoy homework? Can he
What is
hear us right
homework?
now?
He can probably hear us.
Hmm.
Like, I don't think he's asleep. It doesn't look like he's asleep, so he can probably hear us.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Now, are we all going up to this here palace or not?
Exactly. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna go walk up, pick up his quarterstaff and poke him with it.
Never rest. Always in danger. And I jump to my feet, and there's a firebolt like sparking on my fingers.
Whoa, whoa,
No.
whoa, 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 whoa.
Who's this?
It's me.
It's us.
That's
Yeah.
Hati.
No, who's this?
Oh, it's a friend. He's gonna take us to the palace.
What
The
palace?
Duergar palace. The lair. Echo's lair.
While you were
Why
sleeping
did
there,
a
friend.
Duergar turn Echo's lair into a palace, and how did they accomplish this?
To get to the
Apparently it
other
was always
side.
there.
I'm writing that one down.
Cyrus, don't write that one down.
What? But
I'm
other
gonna
people
like
laughed.
lean slightly closer to Jens and be like, these people are not trustworthy. I think they might be the reason that Echo has become violent. And they're just possibly also racist. But I think we should follow them and see what's happening.
Cyrus, don't write that joke down. It's highly inappropriate. I won't explain why, but trust me.
Oh, okay.
Can you explain why?
So I was just gonna
Very
like
curious
scratch
about
it out.
that.
Okay, thank you very much for that summary.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go.
Also, can I keep this quarterstaff, Jens?
Oh, was I carrying that? Yeah, it's all yours.
Hey. Thank you, kindly.
It is over seasoned, and it has a crack running down the middle of it. Vero might be able to help you with that. Be careful
Oh,
not
yeah,
to like hit anything too hard, or it's gonna, you know.
Yeah, I know the feeling. My stoop, goddamn my glaive. If only I still had that.
Well, let's go to the palace.
Yes.
Benji leads you out the same way Hati and him went the first time. You guys see the scene I described before of all the catapults being fired, and you see Randy standing at one of them, helping load it and appearing to make the process a lot more efficient than it was before. Who'd have thunk it?
Begging your pardon. Have you tried loading lighter rocks into the catapults, thus allowing you to fire them with greater velocity over a greater distance to strike Echo?
Are you saying this to Benji?
Yes.
He kind of like looks at you and just goes,
Ah, I see precisely the character I am dealing with.
You should really listen to him. He knows a lot about the humors.
he continues marching in a direction that you assume is to the palace you want to go to.
See, he's very untrustworthy.
He's a very one-humored fellow.
Also, this entire time, Hati is gonna try his best to act like a Duergar from what he's what he remembers, to make sure he doesn't feel out of place.
Are you gonna mimic the behavior of the ones around you, or are you gonna try and recall what you know from your past?
From what I know from my past,
Roll a
and like
history check for me.
because of like the other Duergars that we kind of encountered together.
Yeah.
That is going to be 10 on the die and -2, so 8.
You recall from what you read a little bit about how Duergar act. Not a super ton, but a little bit. And these guys seem a lot more militant in their demeanor than how you remember Duergar acting. So if your goal is to act more like a Duergar, you can do that, but if your goal is to fit in with them, then it might not get you the desired result.
I will act more like a Duergar.
Okay, cool. I don't know exactly what that is, so I'll let you tell us how
Yeah.
Duergar acts
Yeah.
and how it's different from how Hati normally acts.
Who knows?
And with that, he takes you a little ways. You see that the line of catapults goes for a little while. You're basically walking along the perimeter of the mountain. And then there is another cave entrance that you go into. This one has a metal fence that springs back and forth in front of it. And you guys walk into a small room. And then he starts pulling on a chain. And you guys start moving up slowly.
Do you need some help with that? I'd be happy to give you a hand. And Cyrus is gonna like offer to start like helping him pull on the chain.
He moves so that there's room for you to help. Yeah. Again, in his typical fashion, doesn't say anything. Yeah, and now you guys are in effectively an elevator, and it takes about 10 minutes or so to get to the top. So if you guys want to talk to each other or do the thing that people normally do in elevators, which is not say anything to anyone.
God,
Oh,
for
there-
10 minutes.
Can
Pharaoh's
Orpheus
gonna be
Everyone
play
face
a
whistling.
one
very,
direction.
a very relaxing melody?
I was gonna say Vera whistles just a very monotonous tune.
There it is.
Are we
Yeah.
just gonna have a jam session in here and just play some elevator music?
We could.
Muzak.
So as I'm pulling on the chain with this fellow this Duergar that we've now made friends with. So tell me about your ruler. Do you have a ruler? Do you have a king? Someone who gives you commands?
You're familiar with the term stonewalling, right? Yeah.
Well, I am now. This is a lovely elevator. Normally I'm not the one to operate them myself, but this is quite a nice change of pace. This is nice. It seems like you guys had a great operation going out there. Really, really cool.
Don't bet them about stopping.
Well,
when Hati says that, Benji looks over at him with not quite a grin, but kind of like a little smirk, and let's see. Yeah, Hati's not sure what it means, but for a second he just lets go of the chain.
oh, careful
And
there,
then-
buddy.
And
Again, I don't mean to jump the gun here or ask really stupid questions. It seemed very clear that the very large boulders were to keep Echo off the mountain.
Yeah. That's what I found out.
Do they actually keep Echo off the mountain? What happens
Very
if they stop?
effectively. Very effective.
That you've been told or that you've seen?
I had first-hand experience. You do not want to see Echo coming flying right at you.
Oh, they stopped and showed you. Echo immediately.
I thought it would like you could take a break for a bit, but clearly you cannot. So, I also did promise that we're all gonna go kind of man the catapults after this. By the way, just
Did you? Did you?
That's very nice of you, Hati. Thank you for speaking on our behalf, because honestly, that's the most kind thing that we could really do in that scenario. So
I'm not
I
gonna help with that. I'm not gonna do that.
thank you anyways, Hati.
Mhm.
I will still honor your promise.
Thank you. Thank you,
Of
Cyrus.
course, of course.
I knew I could count on you.
All right. Okay. So you guys are in the elevator, and Cyrus and Benji are just hauling away on this chain. And then eventually it stops, and you guys see through the grates that there is a long hallway. Not that long, maybe like 30 feet or so. And the gates are opened, and then Benji exits and gestures for you to come with him. And for one of the few times that Benji does speak, this is one of them, and he says, "Keep your manners about you." And then he walks very rigidly and almost in a military fashion as you guys get towards this whole thing over here.
Cyrus is going to adopt his or recall his upbringing acting as nobility and behave in a manner that is befit of a lordling, that which he was.
Nice. Do you have the noble background?
Um, I mean, it was in my old character sheet. I don't think that's something that we.
You do, because we didn't really do background. So like you
I
have the
mean,
closest thing to a noble background, especially with everything you
how
wrote. So
how much more noble could I be at this point?
Oh my God.
more
Hey,
noble there is none. Humbler, of course.
I don't know. I think I am the most humble. No one can out humble me.
Spoken like a true presidential candidate. All right. And with that, so you
Vote
guys get to this
Cyrus
room.
for God? Question mark.
All right.
That's how
So you
that
guys
works.
you guys get to this room. I guess we need a mini for Benji. And he leads you guys all in. I'm not gonna move the minis every single time, but he moves you guys all in. And you guys walk past these well decked out guards, like they are wearing very pristine looking armor. It doesn't look to be brittle, it looks to be resilient on first glance, comparing it to what you guys have, because you've seen both now. And they are not just wearing heavy armor, like full plate and everything, but they're wearing very nice heavy armor. Looks like they've taken the time to fashion this and even make it just, look a little pretty. And it seems to be of a uniform, you're assuming, of this palace. Up at the top is a person draped in very decadent looking robes, looking very regal, and they have and I'm gonna turn to the English major here and ask, scepter being the staff with a bulb on top? Yes, nice. Yeah, so that there is a scepter and not a spectator.
No scapter.
Yeah. And this orb looks very fancy, unlike anything you've ever seen before.
Does it look like an eye, perhaps?
From this distance, you are not sure. Hati thinks it could be an eye, especially because
From this distance, is Jens sure?
Jens is less sure than Hati.
That tracks.
We found the eye.
I'm just thinking that it's a nice scepter. I'm like, that's a good scepter.
I'm not
Benji
even
turns
looking at the
around.
scepter.
Benji turns around, makes eye contact with Hati, and just goes. And yeah, you guys all go towards. Who would want to be in front? I'm just gonna make some assumptions.
Right here, me.
Please.
I
100% Cyrus.
Cyrus is
Yep.
holding back, moving past Benji and leading Benji forward. But he's doing it because that is the respectful thing to do. But walking behind someone isn't in his nature.
Emily, I put you in the back just based off past experiences. Is that correct here?
That feels rude.
No, just like
I feel
typically
like
to
in
hide behind the big guys and then pop out when the moment strikes you. But tell me
that's
I'm wrong.
understandable, but I think that in this scenario, I'm gonna be in the front.
Okay.
Oh.
Like in the front behind Benji or in the Cyrus front beside Benji, trying to go in front of him.
I'm gonna see that Cyrus is trying to go in front of Benji, and I don't want to be outdone, so I'm gonna be next to Cyrus.
Okay. You guys are on either side of him, just like ever so slightly leading.
Hati
And
thinks like there's something there, and he's also gonna try going in the front, not right in the side.
just stepping on his heels.
Yeah. I was like, what's happening, guys?
All right.
Cyrus is going to stop abruptly and like fall to a knee and bow in front of him. And just wait.
Quite interesting that Cyrus chooses to do that, because as Cyrus goes to do this, Benji follows almost like he's copying Cyrus, but you can clearly tell by everything you've figured out about Benji that he was going to do this anyway. Yeah, so they both go to a classic one knee, hands over the knee, and head down in front of this regal individual. Do the rest of you follow suit or stand out like sore thumbs?
I will follow.
I'm not gonna bow to this random guy.
Nice. Okay. Anyone else?
I'll-
Who's bound? Who's not bound?
I'm gonna
just gonna
give like
put
a
that-
little dignified wave.
Vera will do like a small bow, like I'm being polite because this is your kind of thing, but not like an over the top what everyone else is doing, but
Not get
like an
yeah.
uneducated, but you know.
And Jens, would you go to a full bow or would you do the half bow sort of thing?
Jens gets almost the way to a full bow and then feels that he'll undercut the rest of the party if he does, so stop it at halfway.
Okay, so similar to Vero. And then Samson, what would you do?
I'm gonna kind of lean against my club, kind of like using it to kind of like put my weight on it, and
Yeah.
just go, "What's up, dog?"
Your regalness. My name is Lord Cyrus Zeral.
Silence.
Silence. That's so good.
And it's not the guy in the throne that says that. It's the red cloak here. So just to give you an idea of what the black cloaks, they're wearing standard armor, but they still look very fine. And then the ones at the front are clearly the inner guard of the ruler here. They look much fancier than him, and it's the center one that says silence to Cyrus. And with that, he also says, pointing to Benji, says, "You may speak now." And Benji says in a very not so formal manner, "They wanted to talk to the king." And he gestures to Hati, because Hati was the one who asked for this.
Yeah, we did. Cyrus?
Yes, of course. Your Highness, it is an honor to be before you. My name, as I have just said, is Lord Cyrus Zeral, and please forgive the lack of manners some of my companions share with you at this moment. But we are most humbled and grateful for this opportunity to speak with you. We have come to aid in the quelling of the monster commonly known as Echo. We have been tasked with a very important quest, and we would love to be able to pacify this beast for you.
The king raises his eyebrow and says, "What is your quest?"
Our quest is to ensure stability in this world and to bring out peace and prosperity.
Your quest is vague but noble.
Thank you. We have come a long way and we have endured many hardships. We have helped many people along the way, and we hope to help more still.
You may help this kingdom by assisting our front lines with artillery fire.
With all due respect, sir, if I may be so bold as to speak my mind.
You may. We'll see
Thank
how
you.
that goes.
I have noticed that while your force is formidable and well executed, it seems to only be a stopping measure, as it does not quell the beast. It only keeps it away for a time, and this, while effective for a certain period of time, cannot last forever. Is there not a way that we can help here and now to help quell the beast so that you no longer have to throw rocks off the cliff?
You are keen of mind, adventurer. We have thought this through. This is only our temporary solution. Our best and brightest are busy at work as we speak, coming up with a more permanent plan.
We would love for the opportunity to be able to be involved in this discussion and perhaps even lead the charge on this new and hopefully final measure at dealing with the rampaging echo.
Your philanthropic efforts are noted. However, I did not get to be ruler of this kingdom by being so naive as to trust anyone who wanders into my quarters. I will not allow you to bear witness to the plans that are currently being crafted, as you may be spies seeking to undermine our efforts. Hopefully you understand my skepticism and can respect it as someone being keen of mind such as yourself. If you do not respect this, you will, of course, not be surprised if we take up arms against you, as we have had spies in our presence before, and this would not be a rare occurrence. So, I will ask you again, are you going to aid in our artillery efforts?
Cyrus is going to look over to his companions and see if he gets any sort of visual cue from them.
Jens,
Can I-
does Jens have his hand raised, or is that you raising your
does.
hand as a player? Okay.
Yeah, Jens has his hand raised very timidly, but then seeing Cyrus turn is just going to whisper to Cyrus, an aside, if you will.
Roll a stealth, please, because you are currently within very close quarters of a lot of guards in an open room.
All right, we're starting with a 12 on the die.
Not bad,
Is
not bad, not bad.
going to be 13.
Ooh, all right. Have some witty banter between yourselves while I currently look up what the stats for Duergar is in this book, so I can see what their passive
This-
perception is.
You know, team, it's been a good run. Sometimes speaking in front of an audience isn't for everybody. Sometimes whispering is a little difficult, especially when you're nervous. Your voice cracks or something. Jens, I don't
Cyrus.
hold it against you.
Cyrus, two things.
Mm.
1A, I understand that we cannot be part of their planning efforts. 1B, might we therefore devise our own methods independently aimed at the permanent solution? 2A, without giving away our own position as regards Babel, perhaps inquire as to their position as regards Babel?
Yes. Didn't Babel say something about us being like there's something about us?
So Jens, they do not appear to hear your whispers, but Hati, could you please roll a stealth?
Oh boy. Oh boy. That is going to be a solid 5.
Nice.
Do you have... Oh, no, you don't. Oh, but look, you have inspiration.
Oh,
get
look
there?
at that. How did
Get
that get
there?
there? That's a 13.
Nice. Unclick
It
that
just
there.
it
Okay,
just
cool.
so happens.
Nice, nice. Yeah, you say this and they don't appear to hear you. Turns out they're not keen of hearing.
Yes, of course, taking Jens's input. We, of course, understand your position. We would not want to breach any sort of security measures that you have, and we honor your authority and your ruling here. May we be allowed the freedom of pursuing Echo in our own manner, such that perhaps we can quell this beast for you in tandem with your own efforts, be they
Well,
what they are.
vanquish, terminate, execute, destroy, perish. This is what you plan to do to the beast known as Echo?
We may have unorthodox methods, but we get the job done for the most part.
So you have a track record of killing the most ancient beings of realms? This is something you
Sometimes not even
specialize in?
on purpose.
I mean, I don't mean to brag or anything, but I did go head to head against the demon lord Ocarus.
Okay.
They all kind of like the guards and everything start like going and he just looks at you and says, "And how did that go for you?"
Well, it wasn't a total loss on either end. Let's just say that.
You know,
We
my
we will
friend
have a
Cyrus is being
rematch.
modest. He, in fact, vanquished Okris back to this plane.
Now, Orpheus, I don't want to be
He doesn't want to brag.
misrepresented.
He doesn't like to brag about these deeds. But indeed, that is what he did.
Orpheus, could you roll me deception, please?
I wish I could inspire myself.
That's why you need 2 bards.
I got a natural 20, guys. That's like my first natural 20 in forever.
Well, guys,
Holy shit!
Cyrus has street cred now. Holy.
Damn!
Nice.
The king was incredulous before, but then Orpheus spoke up, and the confidence with which Orpheus spoke rung true to the king, and he just looks and says, "I must have missed it, but if someone as sure of themselves is willing to vouch for you, then perhaps it's true. Be that as it may, if you would like to fight Echo on your own terms, we're certainly not going to stop you. It would seem we have similar goals to make sure Echo never returns to this peak."
Thank you very much. You have been most kind. Oh yes, my friend was also wondering, we had heard tales of another creature who lived about these parts who goes by Babel. We've heard conflicting tales
When you
of
guys say
their
Babel, all the guards turn and spit.
I see there is no love lost with Babel's missing presence here on this mountain.
Babel is of no consequence to the survival of our people, of our kingdom. Therefore, we owe nothing to Babel, and Babel owes nothing to us. We will not do anything for Babel, and we do not expect the same in return.
I see. Well, yeah, Jens, you seem. Would it be all right if my esteemed and most well endowed of mind companions spoke?
Yes, you
Great
knife
phrasing.
ears in the back.
Oh, you think that should? Thank you. Points of clarification, and forgive me if such menial details are below your esteemed majesty. In terms of us pursuing the destruction and demise of Echo are we permitted to avail ourselves of your armory?
You want to take our weaponry?
Some
I
of
think
it.
that's what he said. Jens, is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
We are not
That would help.
charity.
We're fighting your enemy. May we use your weapons to fight your enemy?
You may buy our weapons. Do you have gold?
Yes.
Surprisingly, yes.
Splendid. Well, we'll have Benji here escort you to our quartermaster, and perhaps you can strike a deal with him.
Thank you very much,
But
your
let me
lord.
make this abundantly clear. Just because we share an enemy does not make us allies. It does not mean we owe you any favor, and it does not mean we'll enter into any sort of agreement or allyship with you. We will tolerate your presence at best, and at worst, we will kill you if the moment should strike. Have I made myself clear?
I'm gonna turn to the group and be like, guys, I think maybe these guys are the bad guys.
I think they might be the
Sam-
baddies.
These guys are giving me
This is.
serious
all
bad
right.
guy vibes.
I really don't like these
Sa-
people.
I am so sorry. My friends often do not know how to conduct themselves in such a noble court such as this. You have been most gracious and hospitable to us. We will now take your leave, and we will not bother you or this fine court any further, and we shall find the quartermaster. Thank you
Remember
very
what
much.
Snurfleglopple said about
Samson,
Echo
this is
and
not the
What
time.
are we doing, Cyrus? Why are we not standing up for those weaker than us?
Echo was peaceful until these people seemed to come and arrive. What if we just removed these people and Echo was suddenly? I'm just saying.
Samson, there's much.
Samson, please roll a stealth.
A stealth?
Yeah, just to have a whisper tone so that the rest of the room doesn't hear your
Was he
comments.
trying to
Samson's
have a
like
whisper
not even
tone?
attempting to whisper, just to be
Okay.
clear.
Okay.
But I
roll
rolled a
your
5
pass-
anyways, so
Well, I was gonna say if you're not attempting, I'll just take your passive dex, which is high enough that they wouldn't hear you.
all right.
Now, a moment before we take leave, Your Majesty, I notice you've got an exquisite looking walking staff there in your hand. As you can see, I'm a man of taste as well. I carry a fine looking staff, as fine as I could find in the wilds of these parts. I'm wondering if you could tell me a little bit about that fine staff you're carrying, or perhaps if you could permit an old gentleman such as myself to afford a closer look.
He puts his hands out, and the three guards standing in front, they kind of barricade and say, "There is close enough. This is something you cannot find. This is something you have to earn. I earned this staff in glorious battle against one of the most derelict fiends of this multiverse.
Wow.
That
I
fiend was
would be-
foolish enough to enter into our quarters, and I vanquished, or made them flee rather, and they left behind this. Now it is mine."
I would be honored to hear the tale of this dastardly foe. I am one such who loves to hear about vanquishing a vile beast. Something I find very close and dear to my heart. It's vanquishing evil from whatever plane I find myself on. Pray tell me, who was this beast? What was this beast?
Roll a persuasion check, Clay.
Can I inspire Vera with a very mellow tone?
Cyrus is just so on edge with the fact that you guys are being so candid with a guy who's like one
He's
whim away from killing us.
Inspiration,
This
does
man
that
is
allow me to roll
evil.
again? Or what do I get with inspiration?
Plus 6 from Bartisan, or plus a d6. Sorry, from Bartisan
Roll a
Inspiration.
d6, yeah.
He
Yeah,
is
plus-
nobility should
Okay,
be
so
treated
that
nicely.
is a 23.
Ooh. Yeah, you ask him to tell his story of battle, and he just gets a nice melancholy, or that might not be the right word, just like a reminiscent grin across his face as he starts to regale you with the story. And I'll just tell you guys the bullet points of what he says. So he basically goes on to say about several months, maybe several years ago, you can tell these guys aren't really keen with keeping track of time. A fiend by the name of Lucy entered into their palace to try and steal from them. He's vague on what they were trying to steal, but that's the word he used. And this fiend was cunning and disguised themselves as a feeble old man that was in seek of aid. And when he got close to the king, that's when he morphed into his true form and started to try and kill the king. And because of his cleverness and cunningness, he was able to get the king in 1v1 hand-to-hand combat. The king then says through his own battle prowess and efforts, he managed to fend off the beast until it eventually scurried and fled from the scene. Not before dropping this item, gesturing to the orb, not the staff itself. And then he tells you about how, in honor to commemorate this victory and basically cement his position as king, as the battled hardened vet that he is, they honored this battle by making it his scepter.
In
A
this
wonderful.
proximity,
Oh, go
sorry,
ahead.
Clay.
No, you go ahead.
I was going to ask, in this proximity to the orb, is it an eye?
Yeah, you
I
guys
was
have all been
about to ask.
standing around long enough that it doesn't quite look like an eye. But if someone was to make a crystal object using magic or craftsmanship to make a crystal look like an eye, this would resemble an eye. And given that you all have seen crystal eyes before, it looks similar. If you weren't 100% sure of yourselves, you think maybe this could be Babel's eye. Maybe through some fault of changing hands, it somehow ended up in different possession.
It's a good thing we are 100% sure of ourselves, team?
Exactly. I'm certain this is Babel's eye.
No. See, that's the opposite of what I was saying.
No, but that's what Hottie feels. That's what
So-
Hottie heard.
To the king, Vera will say, well, what a wonderful story. It just brings joy deep into this old man's heart. Now, what manner of man or beast was this Lucy? What type of wretched creature was it?
I'm not really one to know these things. He gestures to one of his three guards there, and he unveils a scroll. Again, paper, something you guys aren't used to seeing in this area, except in this region. That's where you've seen paper. And he said, you asked what type of creature?
Hmm.
So in a very formal manner, almost like he's reading out of a textbook, he says, epic king battle, foe, greater devil, name, Lucy. Fighting style, fairly well, but not better than the king. And then he puts the scroll back.
Joe,
a
do I know a greater
demon.
devil named Lucy?
Yeah, this is the exact. Yeah, you've clocked that this is the exact person
Okay.
that you encountered before, your ex-lover
Cool.
or friend or whatever I said before. The party may or may not know these details.
I say nothing.
I know.
A greater devil is a formidable foe. It has been years since I fought one, and years even more since I fought my first one. I understand your king, my king, how difficult that fight must have been. Just incredible. Thank you very much for humoring this old man.
What was the greater devil after?
That's the answer he gives you. Kind of like, weren't you paying attention in the story, even though it was very vague in the story, but he's very sure that he answered it, but it was some sort of treasure they had potentially, or at least that's what they seem to think, but it was not clear exactly.
Your keenness, I believe what my good friends here, Vero and Hati, are really getting at is that staff potentially bespoked with the eye of Babel.
What?
I love it.
Everyone roll initiative.
No, not quite. Samson, roll a charisma save, please.
Charisma save. Okay. Nice. Saves.
Well, Samson's doing that. I want to just impart this little detail with you guys. So as he's interacting with Vero, you can tell that he was quite happy that he was talking about himself, and he was seemed to be more favorable to Vero because Vero was getting him to talk about himself, and he liked that quite a bit more than answering just a bunch of rapid fire questions.
I have a
Vero's
question
nailing it as usual.
for the GM, while Samson's looking at the save. Does Jens wants to size up the king and Samson? If they fought one-on-one, who does Jens think would win?
Jens is pondering this, and everyone roll initiative, please.
Why?
Because Samson greatly offended the king.
Yeah, this checks out.
Wait,
Yep.
why would that be an offense? He's more powerful than Babel. He has his eye. He should brag about that. No? No.
Just
I'm rolling
something
initiative.
about how it was said. The fact that he asked you guys to leave and you were still there.
Classic us.
Honestly, this guy is obviously the bad guy.
I am 100% certain that's Babel's eye on the side.
I honestly have to.
I was trying to trigger the fight like 4 comments ago.
I knew what you were doing. And honestly, I really appreciate it because I was trying to have you guys figure the fight.
We were doing such a good job of not doing that, though.
I was only gonna bring the fight. I was thinking that maybe Echo can help us. I'll convince him to stop throwing it.
So Riley, if you're organizing the order of initiative, the black cloaks got a 12 and the red cloaks got a 10.
Oh, and I got the same as them. I've got a -1 to my bonus. That's the word.
Nice. And
So
the
a worse 10?
king. Sorry?
Osiris got a worse 10?
I got a 12,
Oh,
but
okay.
I don't know if it's a worse 12 or a better 12. I got a 12, which has a -1.
I think I wrote clocks, but I meant to write cloaks.
Well, being attacked by a bunch of clocks.
God damn
A
it.
bunch of red
TikTok.
clocks.
Do we
We're
have enough
running out of
time?
time.
We're gonna.
And the black
Oh,
clocks.
Great. So what is the bonus for the black clocks? Do they go before me or after me?
They both have bonuses of +0 to their
Okay, so they go before me.
initiative.
Initiative.
I'm still thinking about the king like unrolling a massive scroll that's just king fight. This basically just says he won and the other guy sucked.
Yeah. Pretty much. Okay. So we got a battle map. We got a combat initiative. 20, goddamn. Samson was ready for this.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
The fighters came out prepared. This is where we shine. It's our time to shine.
Apes together strong.
Exactly. We're the
It's
Oonga
like-
Boongas.
One of the catchphrases this campaign, I swear to God.
Oonga boongas.
It's been a minute since I've gotten to bonk somebody with this club.
It's true.
Exactly.
You guys haven't gotten in
Samson's
a
gone
fight in a
so
while.
long without bonking. Oh my gosh. Actually, that's
It
not
was
true.
like his thing. He had to like get into baking because he
Like
Samson's
the
equivalent
pandemic.
of COVID yeah, it's
Yeah.
the same thing. His equivalent of lockdown is just not bonking.
man, we haven't gotten to combat in so long. I don't know who I am.
I mean,
Samson
in
just carries
reality,
around a sourdough starter.
in reality, it's only been like what, 10 hours maybe?
It's a long time for Samson.
Too long.
Um, so where am I in relation? Which one of these guys is me?
Good
Okay,
question.
so you are here. Vero's here.
Yeah.
Jens is here. Hati's here. This is Benji, who is now also fighting with you guys, and for the purposes
No,
With us
fighting
or
against you
against
guys, right?
us? Oh,
Against
damn
Yeah,
it.
not
And-
Benji. Come on.
Benji betrayed
Benji.
us.
Who would have
damn.
You
thought?
chose your
We-
king over
we ha-
us?
We had known
What a
him for a total
jerk.
of like 10 minutes. You'd think that he would love us at this point.
That elevator
Exactly.
ride, though.
I should have like totally like whatever. It's fine.
We
I'm
were
over it.
projecting
and-
our aura on him, and he just.
Shut me down. I don't know what's going on. He must be being brainwashed right now by the
he
king.
goes with the black cloaks. Just for purposes of combat, but that's more important for me and not so important for you guys. So, Samson, what do you do?
Does it look like these other dudes in the room are super threatening, or do I feel like my friends can handle them if I focus on the king?
They're all wearing. I think I described them as wearing full plate, but upon actually reading the Duergar's AC, they're wearing chainmail. So the black
Good.
cloaks are in that, and then the red cloaks are going to be in full plate to make them look more distinguished.
Mhm.
Okay.
So to answer how threatening that means, it seems like they're going to be hard to hit, and they all have big, heavy looking mallets, aka war picks.
All right. I'm gonna assume that we should be dealing with the minions first then before the big guy. Unless if my friends direct me otherwise. So I guess I'll just target the one that's closest to me and try to get a battle courage off on him.
Okay. Yeah, so that would be this guy here, so you can go right up to him there. And
Nice.
yeah, go ahead and roll your first attack
Crystal Club,
with the +4.
17 plus 4. Nice.
That's gonna hit him.
Sick. And then the D10. 9 plus 3 is 12.
Nice. 12, and what's his number? That's number 1. Nice.
Mhm.
12 damage. And
Yep.
he's stunned.
Yeah.
Oh.
Math is hard. Oof. Yeah. So the guy is now stunned, and you can make your second attack.
Nice. 7 plus
Which
4.
means you have advantage against him because he's stunned now. So
Oh, sweet.
roll twice, take the better roll.
Oops.
Which hopefully is better than
9
7.
plus 4 is 13.
Unfortunately, your second hit does not seem to land quite right and just slides off of his chainmail a little bit, but he is stunned until the end of your next turn.
Nice.
Or actually, I think he has to make a save for that, if I believe correctly.
Yeah, it's DC 12 strength save. Yeah.
Yeah, he failed it, which is good because then we would have had to. It wouldn't have mattered.
Redo.
Neither of those hits
Yeah.
would have hit. So, and with that, would you like to do anything else? I think you're pretty much good though, because you use your action and bonus action. I don't think you want to move anywhere, eh? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, moving right along to Hati. Hati, you are right here.
And the person closest to me is that guy or the one who came up with
Oh,
us again?
right. Benji's right in front of you. I forgot about that.
Benji, yeah. I was very offended that he betrayed us. I am going to be attacking Benji
Nice. All right, do it. Roll to hit.
with my quarterstaff.
Benji is not wearing chainmail. He's wearing some sort of leather armor.
That's a 16 to hit.
Nice. That lands.
Nice. That'll be oh, and because I did battle courage, I should have mentioned that before, but yes.
Yeah. So you get your second hit.
Yep. And that's gonna be 5 damage for the first one.
Nice.
Oh,
Look at
actually
you
no,
guys.
it's my strength modifier, which is 4, so it's 6 damage.
So that's gonna be that much then. Boom. Nice. Yeah, you take a big whack at, what are you hitting him with, by the way?
With my quarterstaff this time.
Yeah, you whack him straight across the neck and leave a huge bruise right here, like he was whacked with a stick.
And then I'll do my second attack.
Nice.
Which is gonna be a 19 to hit.
Yeah, that's gonna land.
And then that's another 7 damage.
Nice. Yeah. He's looking pretty beat. Like his neck is bruised all the way around, and it looks like the guy might be having a hard time breathing. Sorry, you said 7 damage, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Barely standing, this guy. Barely standing. Okay.
That's what you get for betraying us. Oh, I knew you.
That takes us to the king. And the king is going to do some fun stuff.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes.
Oh, no.
Oh, boy.
The king holds his staff up high and does like a whooshing motion around. And I want, well, actually, the area is engulfed around you guys in flames. And everyone takes fire damage.
Except for me.
And me.
Yes, except for you. Wait, why,
I got the
still...
-1.
The -1?
We take our 1 point of fire damage.
Oh, yes. All of you guys who have the thing. Yeah, you guys mark down that that's come off now. And it's for fire damage.
Yeah.
So
we
does that
still
mean
take the fire damage? It's just we don't get the point of exhaustion.
Yes. So you need to mark it down somehow that you've taken fire damage, but don't mark off a point of exhaustion, but make sure that it's clear that this came from the cookies. Because now if I hit you again for fire damage, you're not going to take it, but you still need to heal it. If this is all convoluted and confusing, we can talk about it later.
Okay.
Burned but not exhausted.
Yes. Thank you, Cyrus. And what is it, like 66 for firebolt or fireball?
86.
86?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's doing it.
I'm not gonna bother rolling it. He's just gone.
Yikes.
Yeah.
God damn.
Benji?
Dang.
Yeah, and he
sucks, you guys.
Well, yeah, but it's a sphere, so I can raise or lower it so that it's just gonna hit you guys and Benji. But there's no way to not hit Benji.
Damn. So much.
I would simply
so
not
much of a
fireball
kin.
my friends.
I know.
Oh.
Now he's definitely a bad guy.
Yeah, you just killed Benji for no reason. Just to do 1 point of damage to you guys.
Cyrus has feelings about this, but we will get to them on his turn.
And it is Yen's turn now.
Oh, now I'm excited for Cyrus's turn.
God.
No quip, no messing around. Just reach out a hand. And thinking of humors, Tasha's hideous laughter on the king.
Nice. All right, save, right? Wiz?
Yes, it is a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
Come on. I've had bad luck with these.
Let's go.
Yeah, I'm He succeeds.
Don't look so happy, you son of a
Come
son.
on.
Come on. At least try to look sad on behalf of your player.
It's not that I wanted you to fail, Riley. It's that I wanted this fight to at least be somewhat challenging for you guys.
That's fair.
But still.
I'll throw out there,
We're
from our
gonna die.
perspective, it looks incredibly challenging. We are surrounded by dudes in full plate and chainmail. We got the big bad throwing fireballs around. Least I could do is take him out for a turn.
All we really have to do is disarm the king, right? Like, let's just try to get the staff. And then GTFO.
Okay, scene.
Actually, while the guy beside me is stunned, that's just Cyrus directly in front of me, right?
Wee wee.
Let's go 5, 10, 15, 20. I'm gonna move 20 feet, so I am to the left of that green Z. Yes. Yeah, that's the one. Beauty.
Perfecto. Oh, I didn't say this earlier, but those cubes are pillars that go up
Oh,
to the ceiling.
Perfect. That's what I assumed from the Game of Thrones.
Perfect. Yeah, when I said it's
Marvel,
like the
yeah.
Game of Thrones room, I was hoping that everyone would get that.
And I'm
Super cool.
assuming
Love
that
the
the
ambiance.
table and the ledge are just stairs up.
Wee wee.
Mhm.
That means
Awesome.
Yes, yes.
Good translation.
Bon bon.
Good.
Where are the clothes
Or
captains when you
candy.
need them?
Yeah, that's what I meant. Rian's candy.
Uh,
We are good
Pamplemousse.
Canadians. We know a half a dozen French words.
We have
Speaking
really
of
bad
French, it is the Black Cloaks.
Oh wait, are they French? Ooh.
C'est pas. Let's see. The one Black Cloak is incapacitated, so the other 3 Duergar are going to get big.
Mm.
And now they are all size large. So that's one large guy.
I wish I could do that.
Another large guy.
Oh my gosh.
And that's not painted. Hang on a second.
Well, we just lost our DM.
It's chaos. We can do anything.
And
anything
Ricky!
goes.
Everyone make up rules quick.
Third large guy.
Damn.
Is that even a thing that looks like just... Oh wait, is that a frog?
It's the Feywild toad.
Ah,
It's the Feywild toad.
nice.
All right, so
Does the third large guy come within 5 feet of me?
that's a good question. Yes, he does. Do you have a reaction?
I do, because I'm polearm master and I'm finally holding a quarterstaff. I get an opportunity attack.
Nice. Yeah, he enlarges into your space.
And that's a nat 20.
Nice.
All right, you hit.
And that's gonna be double 2 and
Is that
6.
that brittle quarterstaff that you just picked up?
Oh shit, right. Yes.
Thank you, Clay.
Damn.
Oh, and I just rolled 2 6s for my 2 damage die, and that's gonna be at least 12 plus 4, so that's 16 damage, and then it breaks. And what does that do again?
It does more damage.
It does
Yeah,
do more damage.
It does. I believe if you go to the page, I'm just marking some stuff, so I'll be a second. But if you go to the page, it'll say what the damage is. I think it's like half the weapon damage or something, and there's a save involved. But
Yeah, so if it's a quarterstaff, it's a D6, so it would do half that, which would be 3 piercing
If
damage from the
it's-
splinters.
If it's if he's using it two-handed, it's a D8.
Ah,
I'm only using it one-handed because I do have a shield.
Yep.
So it's a
that's
3.
19 damage.
Yes.
but I believe there's a save that he has to make.
oh right.
Or is
A
it just
dex save
damage?
to avoid the...
Is it DC 12? I think.
I don't have it open right now.
I don't know where that is actually.
Here, hang on a second. Let
None
me
of us
just,
are organized.
least of all me. Oh,
Was
Who
it?
needs to remember these weird rules we made up?
I do.
The one who made
Literally,
them.
that's my whole job.
No, your whole job is to make this amazing experience that we all love.
And you're
Exactly.
doing a great job.
Part of that is remembering the rule.
Nah.
Oh, now I have to remember where they are. Oh, fuck it. Let's just say he takes the damage. I don't want to look this up
Okay.
right now. So 19 total.
Yes.
But everyone within 5 feet needs to take the save. Needs to make the save.
No, everyone's taking the damage. If he's not making a save, everyone's not
Fair.
making a save.
All right.
Does that include me?
Yes.
I believe it does, yeah.
So piercing damage. Damn it.
Hey, it was a great first hit. It was a great last hit. It was just a great hit.
And
Thank you,
Orpheus and Vero, you guys also take the piercing damage.
Oh.
Yeah. That's getting us pretty close to having disadvantage on attack rolls.
Oh
Yeah, two
shit.
Or I guess one more now for Vero. 2 more for Orpheus, who's immune to the fair.
Mm-hmm.
The fair.
All right. So that was their turn. And very, very riveting for their turn. And now it's Cyrus's turn, who had a speech ready.
Not quite a speech, but Cyrus was kind of on the fence because, nobility, they're supposed to be good. They weren't always good in Cyrus's life, but he thought, well, maybe this could be the one he could look up to. But unfortunately, that wasn't the case. And Cyrus is going to look directly at the king, who has just killed his own subject, and just say, you are not who I thought you were. I am Lord Cyrus Zaral of the heavenly realm of Brightwater, grandson of Solara Zaral, daughter of the sun. I cannot allow your evil to continue. Please stop before it gets too late. Only you have the power to end your evil without your blood being shed. And I'm going to charge straight at him.
Okay, there's a problem there. Are you going to take 2 opportunity attacks from
I
the
am. Yeah.
the red cloaks? Cool. So yeah, just excuse me, pardon me, and 2 opportunity attacks. So that's going to be. They both miss because the Duergar are not as formidable of an enemy as I made them sound,
Unless they're haughty.
unless
Thank
they're
you.
haughty, or unless I spent like a little bit like buffing them up so I could make sure they could hit you guys. But I didn't do that. So they both
Nah.
miss. And yeah, you get right up to
Yeah. And I am going to use my battle courage to take a couple of swings at him. And since I don't have my shield, because that was never actually repaired, I'm doing this two-handed with my
Nice.
sword.
Nice. Roll to hit.
All right. And that's with the battle courage added D4. So that's going to be a 14 plus 3, which is a 17 to hit.
17 to hit. That is going to miss.
All right.
The king is wearing armor, as the king is not a fool.
Fair enough.
Okay.
My sword like glances off his armor, and I just breathe heavily at him.
Nice. Would you?
You can-
I guess you don't get to make the second attack because you missed, but would you like to
Yeah.
parry?
Yeah, I will parry, since I don't need to use my bonus action for a second attack now.
Yep. Nice. Well, now someone's in melee range with them, so it's gonna make them difficult to do AoE spells.
Oh no.
Nuts. I was gonna have so much fun with those AoE spells. All right, I've run out of large figures, but the three red cloaks also enlarge themselves. So that's their
Damn.
So
whole
they're
turn.
standing shoulder to shoulder now.
Yeah, so they're like
They're like grandfather clocks now.
Oh, they can't fit.
Hey.
They're too big.
yeah, this guy goes like that to make room for him like there. Yeah.
Mhm.
There's
The
definitely some
spacing
overlap
isn't
there,
spacing
but
out and it's bothering me, but we're gonna live with it.
I mean, one of them could get shoved back behind the pillar.
Yeah, I guess it's like kind of like that. He
Yeah,
can
he
be
would have
on
to go
that because
there.
it can be on the step because it's not.
Yeah,
that works.
sure.
Mhm.
Yeah. And then Emily, you are in close combat now with two of them. So they have you pinned right now, which is not good for you. But that's their whole turn, and it's now Vero's turn.
Now, the black cloaks, were they wearing chain armor?
Yes, the black cloaks had chainmail on, and the red cloaks had full plate. And the thing
Okay.
is too, when they do this enlarging thing, everything they have becomes bigger. Their weapons, their armor, it all like grows with them.
Okay, I'm just trying to figure out if they have armor made of metal, because then shocking grasp has advantage.
It is made of metal.
Okay, so I think I'm gonna do shocking grasp on the guy that is right beside me,
Yeah, the top hat
and
toad.
that will be an 18 to hit.
That is gonna
Oh
hit.
wait, that was without rolling advantage. 25 to hit.
Well,
Uh,
that just hits.
Yeah,
Just
and
made it.
then oh, that'll be 3 damage. That's it.
Nice. Okay. Well,
Good.
that's number 4.
Oh, I should describe what Vero does.
Please.
Vero, appalled that this guy has encroached upon his space, just like, turns and puts one hand like against his shoulder and gives him a light shove. And as he does so, of course, lightning flows down his arm and arcs all over this guy's armor. But Vero's like, he's not looking, he's not paying attention to that. He's just looking away, contemplating his disgust at what this king just did to Benji.
Like, oh, the poor sap. He had so much to live for. Speaking of having so much to live for, Orpheus, it's your turn.
All right. The original plan was to cast Thunderwave on everyone in front of me, but I have been inspired by Cyrus, and so I'm gonna play a jaunty little tune, and I'm gonna say to the king, "You thought that you could defeat Cyrus Zeral, the Slayer of Ocarus?" And then I'm gonna cast Dissonant Whispers on the king, and it's
Nice.
gonna keep repeating all of the things that Cyrus said to him over and over again.
Nice. Is that going to be a save or an attack roll for Dissonant
It's a
Whispers?
wisdom save.
Let's go, baby. What's your DC?
13.
He succeeds.
Okay, he still takes half.
Yeah. So give me the roll then. Also, congrats on being the first to hit the king.
The roll was 16, so he takes 8 damage.
Damn. It's a decent chunk of damage.
Damn.
And then I will inspire Cyrus.
Nice. Cyrus, you have Bardic Inspiration.
Nice.
All right. And then that takes us to the top of the initiative. Now, Samson, it is your turn.
Yeah, I think very inspired by Cyrus's charge against the king, I'm going to make a similar effort.
The 3 red cloaks, remember, are sized large, so they're actually taking up all of the space to the stairs now. So you'd have to try and fight through them. Or
Okay.
run around to the side and maybe climb up onto the pedestal. Which you
Okay.
could totally do if you want to circumvent.
How much
guard.
can I get there using a dash?
Let me just measure it up.
all the tanky builds go and fight the little king while all the squishy guys are left in the melee.
It's okay. I'll take care of them.
Oh, you're gonna have to.
You can get there, but you won't, because you use your dash. You won't have an action to hit, but you can get right there.
Although, with Charger, when you use your action to dash, you can use a bonus action to make one melee weapon attack.
There you go.
Hey.
Exactly.
He does it.
Nice.
Goes up there, climbs up, and yeah, go ahead and make your melee attack.
Sweet. 10. Womp womp womp.
Unfortunately, that does not hit.
Yeah.
You used up all your strength climbing up onto here, and by the time you're swinging that massive club, you just miss the guy by an inch.
Fair enough. Well, I'm here largely for morale at this point because I saw Cyrus rush in. So
I appreciate
this
it.
is
I see you.
Hati, it is your go now.
Well, I recognize that I'm the only. I'm like, okay, I guess I gotta deal with all these guys. So I'm gonna attack. Oh, okay. I did break my quarterstaff in my last
Yes.
attack. So
You can get out another weapon, yeah.
okay, cool. I will get out my now resilient battle axe,
Hey.
and this time I'm gonna be two-handed at attack the guy who I attacked with my quarterstaff, which was the toad. That's
Yeah, I think you attacked Benji, but yes.
Oh no, like with my
Oh.
opportunity attack.
Yes.
That is gonna be 12 to hit.
Wait, sorry, I'm like going back a while now, but did you tell me the damage for that roll? Because I'm pretty sure I only had written down the breaking.
It was 19. 19, yeah, that was with
Oh no, I did write it down. Sorry, I can't do math. Never mind.
12 to hit.
Yeah. 12 to hit. That's gonna miss.
Well, that's my turn.
Okay.
So you should probably focus on learning the math piece before you finish the PhD.
Yeah, maybe.
Once
Nah,
he's
you don't
dead,
need
I'll
it.
tell you guys why I made such a stupid mistake. But anyway, there is reason to my stupidity. Not always, but this time there was. Anyway, speaking of reasons for stupidity, it's the king's turn.
Nice.
And the king is going to attack. Seemingly, Cyrus. Cyrus, your AC is you're using something two-handed, so it's only 16 right now, correct?
It's 16, but I've got the parry right now, which is a D4 to my AC.
It's okay, he misses.
Okay.
He is going to do a second attack against Samson. And Samson, I believe your AC is 16 as well, or is it a little bit less?
16.
All right, yeah, he's also going to miss
Nice.
on that. So he misses both attacks, which is really unfortunate when your dice roll a nat 1 on the first one and then 8 on the second one. Okay, that's going to take us to the yens.
The one and only.
To the yens.
The
To the
yens.
yens.
Well, magic seemed to be a little bit of a bust, so it looks like if I spend full 30 feet of movement and go around the backside of that Z pillar, I can get into melee with the king.
Hey everyone, Editing Joe here. So I sped this part up because there was a 2-minute misunderstanding where Riley thought he could move farther than he actually could on his turn. This is because when you look at the video, the map doesn't quite project down from that top pedestal where the throne and the king is onto the rest of the throne room. Instead, if you look at the shadow that is made from the pedestal, that's how it lines up. If you actually try and line it up just as the lines do from the video, you'll get an off by 1 error. Anyway, that's why this part was sped up. Back to the rest of the video.
Gotcha. Then let's move the 30 feet, trying to go the first line that you showed, like to the furthest back of the throne room.
Okay, yeah, so you want to go there.
Yeah, and then we'll Sacred Flame the dude, or not Sacred Flame, Toll the Dead.
Nice. Nice. Right,
Same
so
thing.
that's a wisdom save.
Wisdom save again.
Fails.
Ooh.
Yes.
Apparently this guy does
It's-
have a soul because he's afraid of death.
He's afraid of death. Oh my goodness, I've never been successful in this before. I don't even know what a D12 looks like. 9 points of damage.
Nice.
Damn.
All right. You terrify the king with the sound of bells that toll for his death. And then with that, I believe it is the Black Clock's turn. So they all are going to do something now. And this one finally can do something. And so he's going to also go big. Go big or go home, am I right, boys?
Aw.
So that
Yeah,
first...
another octopus.
Why not more? That one's going to attack Vero with a big freaking club. I know what it is. I'm not rolling in my tray. Vero, does 13 beat your AC?
I'm gonna assume so. I think I've got 9 AC. Yep.
Nice.
Oh boy.
I'm not gonna
Then
be doing
take-
much damage for the rest of this combat, friends.
Take piercing damage, please.
Oh, piercing damage with this club. All right.
It's a war pick, so it does piercing damage.
It's a spiky club.
Yeah.
All right.
Spiky cloud.
Well, I like that.
Nice.
Oh, do you already have piercing damage?
Yep. From the
Nice.
exploding quarterstaff.
That's right. That's right. And then the big duck is going to. I guess they're also going to come up.
How menacing.
Actually, just to save some time, these two all come up and hit Clay, but whether or not they hit is going to make 0 difference. So we'll skip their rolls.
Arrow's just getting bummeled.
And then this guy is going to attack Hati.
You're just slowly getting stabbed.
And
Bits.
Hati, he misses, so that is no
Okay.
hit to you. And then that is all of the black cloak, so it takes us to Cyrus up on the pedestal there.
All right. Cyrus, having heard those bells toll, is going to say to the king, "You may be escaping death for now, but that is the sound of your mortality. And there are an infinite number of moments in a day, but today your moments are numbered.
Dang.
And I'm going to roll with the help of my friends and that bardic inspiration, which I so desperately need. It's a D6, right?
Yep.
Nice. And that's a +3, so that's going to be a 22 to hit.
That's gonna do it.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, so two-handed D10. That is going to be 9 points of slashing damage.
Damn, yeah, you're cutting right through this guy's armor, and he's looking a little beat. Like, for someone who was bragging about being such a strong epic fighter, it's only been a couple of hits, and you swear this guy isn't standing up pretty well.
You obviously must have been exaggerating with your feats. However, I never exaggerate. Orpheus might, but I don't.
Speaking of not exaggerating, it is the Red Cloak's turn, and they are going to attack. Well, actually, they're going to start going up towards where the real threat is. So,
Yeah.
What?
Wow.
Exactly.
Huh?
That one's gonna go
Their
up there.
king's almost dead, and they're like, maybe Orpheus.
Can
Can
they?
I take an
The little
opportunity
guy with the
attack?
harp.
Ooh, good
Yeah,
point.
go for it. You only get one.
Oh, I can use a damage cantrip,
War mage.
right?
Yeah.
So, I can't think of any insult, but they have to make a wisdom save.
Bigger isn't always better.
They fail. Hey, you with the face! Get fucked. I'll roll the damage.
So eloquent. 3 damage, and they have disadvantage on their attack roll.
Damn.
All right. And with that, number 1, who is disadvantaged, is going to attack Cyrus and miss. And then number 2 is going to attack Cyrus and hit.
Should I be rolling my parry die for?
Yes, you should, because your AC is 16, so you should definitely roll
Yes.
your parry die.
Okay. Parry die gives me a +2.
They
So that's now an
still hit
18.
you.
Okay.
Then you will take piercing damage, please.
Okay.
And this third guy is going to leave. Go over here. Can he even fit there? He's going to squeeze through. It's uncomfortable and he has to move at half speed, but he can squeeze through. And he's going to
Oh, do
Riley,
I get
just
an
for your,
opportunity attack? Sorry.
you can take your opportunity attack, yes.
It misses.
Nice. Jens, just for clarification, he is within close combat of you, but he's not going to hit you. He's going to hit Samson up on the ledge because he's large. He can reach easily and get you guys. And he's going to roll. And Samson's AC is 16. Oh, right. He misses. I forgot that they're advantaged when they're size large. That was half the reason I made them size large.
That is a key point.
All
Wait,
right,
did
and
you? I need to check this.
it's probably different for the monster manual one than the actual race one.
Mm. Because like I technically have that. I just can't cast it yet.
Oh, you know what? I think it is just advantage on checks and saves, but I'm gonna give them on attacks because they're only dealing one type of damage to you anyway. So I'm just gonna add that in there for posterity.
Nice.
And with that, that was the red cloak, so it's Vero.
All right. Vero is just, taking a pummeling, and he's going to throw his hands up kind of towards the toad and then that octopus beside the toad. And a bubble of acid is going to fly out of his hands and land on both of them.
Nice.
They have to succeed on a dexterity saving throw. And that is DC 13 dex save.
They both fail. So roll the damage, please.
They take 5 points of damage each.
All right, so that was 3 and 4. Nice. Yeah, their skin is sizzling as the acid bubbles burn between their skin and their armor. Anything else you'd like to do there, Clay?
No, not yet.
Okay. And then that takes us to Orpheus.
All right, so my Discord stopped working for no apparent reason.
Nice.
Can I hit 2 people within 5 feet of me
That
aren't my friends?
Unfortunately, one of them would have to be. Actually, do you mind taking an attack of opportunity? Oh wait, no, within 5 feet. Never mind. No, there's not one. There's only one guy within 5 feet of you.
Okay.
Yeah.
In that case, can I cast Thunderwave and only hit the red cloaks?
Thunderwave is a 15-foot
It's
radius,
15
right?
feet. Yes.
With a radius of 15 feet.
I think it's a 15-foot cube.
It's
Yes.
a 15-foot cube.
Yeah.
You can hit 2 of them without hitting your friends. You can hit all 3, but you'll also hit Cyrus.
I don't want to hit Cyrus.
You do or
I
don't
will
want to
try
hit
to
Cyrus?
hit. I do not.
Who
Ah,
doesn't want to hit Cyrus, to be fair?
I mean, like, sometimes I do.
I respect
but not
that.
for real.
No, for real. I'll hit the 2 guys then with Thunderwave.
Alrighty, that is
Constitution.
Constitution saves coming right up. DC 13, right?
Yep.
One of them succeeds. That's number 2, and then number 3 fails.
Nice. The total damage is 10. And then the
Nice.
one that failed is also pushed 10 feet away.
Yes.
So I don't know how that works with people right there, but
Let's say he gets pushed that way. Oh, wait, 2 succeeded. 3 failed. We'll just say he gets pushed off to the side like that or something, if that's all good with you. And then
Sounds
the damage was 10, you said?
Yep.
And then it's half for the guy who succeeded and full for the one who didn't. Awesome.
Cool. That's me.
Sweet, sweet. Back to the top with Samson.
I'm gonna take another crack at this jabroni with my club.
Nice. Yeah. Show him who's boss. Show him who's really king around these parts.
Are we technically flanking the king right now?
I'm gonna say no because there's 2 people standing behind you that are also actively fighting you, so it kind of
Yeah.
cancels each other out.
Got it. We got 16 on the attack roll.
For the king, that's just gonna miss, unfortunately.
No way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
King's a tough nut to crack.
They all fall eventually.
Yeah, that's true. And Samson, I take it you don't want to do anything else there, eh?
I don't think I have any other options.
I don't think so either.
Bonus actions.
No, not at the moment. Hati, it is you,
Yes,
the hero of the Feywild.
the hero of the Feywild, and I know what needs to be done, and I am gonna swing my battle axe against the frog with the top hat, toad with a top hat.
The most valiant effort that can be made.
That is a nice 24 to hit.
That'll do it. That'll hit.
That will hit, and that's gonna be a D10 because it is two-handed. Wait, yeah, it's 10. That is gonna be 8 damage, 8 slashing damage.
That's good. That's good stuff. That's gonna put him at that number. Sweet. Okay. You
Mhm.
do that,
I-
and I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And for my bonus action, Hati just remembers that he did get a glaive from the wish room.
Oh, that's right. He did get a glaive from the wish room. You want to swap your weapons?
I wanted to, so just for the fun of it, I want to swap the weapons.
You do have to drop your current weapon in order to do it, but we can put a little loot drop there.
Okay.
And that's it wasn't the quarterstaff, that's the battle axe. Battle axe has been dropped. And yeah, you take out your wish glaive.
My wish glaive.
All right.
See what
Let
it
me
can
just
do.
I just need to do something really quickly at this very moment for the 4 enemies that can see you. Okay, so I'm just gonna do this in order. It was wisdom based save and the DC was 11. Okay. I know things that you guys don't know because you're not going to ask them if they can see your weapons. um, all right, and with that, it is now the king's turn. And the king is going to lower his scepter on to Samson. So it kind of goes like dink. And he's going to send out a burst of necrotic energy onto Samson. So Samson, mark down that you've taken necrotic damage.
Okey-dokey.
Is this only your second type, Samson?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So that's the second
Temporary hit
from your
yeah.
cookie. But yeah, it still gets marked down.
Yep.
And that is the king's turn. It moves right along to Jens.
Oops, I muted. Right along to Jens aside from the mute. Okay. How does it look to get around the backside of that throne pedestal? Is that doable or is that wall?
There is a little tiny path that you can walk through right here. You can't see it, but I can. And yeah, you could walk just along this area here if you'd like to. Where would you what's your goal? Where do you want to end up?
I want to end up next to Cyrus and the king on your side of the table. Yeah,
Right there?
that'd be good.
Okay.
Yeah. If I ate an opportunity attack, could I get there this turn?
Let's see. 1, 2. You can get to right here this turn, but you can't get up here yet. It's 6 spaces to get along here.
Okay, what if I for this turn can I get onto the pedestal on that far back corner? Top right
The
corner
far
from the
back
camera
corner.
angle? Yeah.
Yeah, you can get right here. That works. You can get right there if
Sweet.
you'd
I'll
like.
move there and then we'll go for we'll just try to keep those bells going.
What's your
Mhm.
AC, Jens? Is it high?
Bad is 11.
Okay, then you're getting hit from the guy you're running away from,
That
and
makes
you
sense.
take piercing damage from him.
Copy that.
Yeah, then you get up there and you still have your action.
He's got to take another wisdom saving throw.
Alrighty.
The bells be clacking.
Fails. This guy's very afraid of
Nice.
his own mortality. As
The
kings,
You
you
heard
should
the
toll.
not.
golden. You heard the golden man?
The
And he takes 1 point of
toll.
damage.
He takes what? Oh,
One.
No.
The
he's
toll
heard
that
this
it
song and dance
extracts,
before.
not as good.
And that takes us to the Black Cloaks. What are they gonna do? I think this octopus is going to try and grapple Hati.
How dare he?
I know.
With
Nice
its
Because he
try.
gets
tentacles.
advantage. Hati, you can resist with either an athletics or an acrobatics.
I will do it with athletics. And that's a 10.
Nice. He succeeds, so you are grappled. I get to use my grapple ring.
No.
It's exciting because that's actually a ring that says grappled.
Nice.
And then the other Duergar is going to try and grapple Vero. Vero resists with either strength-based athletics or dexterity-based acrobatics. Oh, that's not great. What'd you get there, bud?
Sorry, I was muted. I said both are bad, but that's a 14 for me.
Ooh. Wait, did you roll twice or? Oh, no. Oh, I see what you're saying. Both are bad. But yeah, you succeed
Both
being...
dexterity and
Yeah, you succeed on not being grappled, so you manage to escape the grasp of that Duergar, And then the octopus is going to try and do it. So same thing again.
Okay. That's a 13.
This time the octopus succeeds, and you get a grapple rate.
Grapple, grapple, grapple.
Hey, Orpheus, can you guess what the top hat frogs are gonna do?
Try to grapple someone?
Who do you think that someone's gonna be, Orpheus?
Not me. I'm just a little guy.
Can you roll a acrobatics or athletics?
I will do acrobatics. That's actually a 19, so that's a 20.
That's crazy because I rolled the same number on both dice, and I didn't beat a 20, so you succeed.
Nice. I do a backflip.
Nice. Roll another acrobatics check.
No, that was the acrobatics check.
I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Yeah. To avoid
If
it,
I
you
did
do
have to
a
roll the
backflip.
next one, it was a 4. So I hope that the first one counted for everything.
You didn't quite stick the landing. If this was the Olympics, you probably wouldn't place, but this isn't the Olympics. This is real life. Speaking of real life, it is Cyrus's turn. Cyrus, what would you like to do?
You know, you grapple my friends, shame on you. Get grappled back. And I am going to not try to grapple with my hands, but I've been holding onto this net. And I have a free hand because I've only got a longsword. So I'm going to use my free hand to cast a net over this over the king.
All right,
And
roll to cast net.
all right.
I think it's
Castanets?
Cast a net.
Castanets.
Click it, click it.
Require concentration.
And that plus, I think nets is a thrown
DC 10
weapon,
strength check.
which if it's, sorry, it's a contested strength.
Oh, sorry. Let me just, I'm not reading this correctly.
I think if it just hits, then it's hitting. Then he's restrained, but he can do a strength check to get out of it.
That's it. That's what I'm looking at here.
Okay.
Yeah, so you rolled a hit against his AC.
And because it's thrown, I can use my strength modifier, which makes it a 19 to hit.
Yeah, you throw a net over this individual. They have been netted.
All right. He is now, the king is now restrained.
Nice. All right, that is Cyrus's turn. And then that takes us to the Red Cloaks,
The cloaks.
who all go invisible.
Gosh,
Okay.
nabbit.
Huh.
Because they can do that.
That doesn't
They
seem
really
good.
can.
Well,
So they're at least 5th level.
Again, the monster doesn't work the same as the class. Or the race, rather, but yeah.
well, we'll find out soon enough.
Find out soon enough. Speaking of finding out, it is Vero's turn, and we're gonna find out if he escapes the grapple or just hits the guy, because you can also
That's
do that.
just doing another. Oh wait, can I
You can still
use,
attack.
I see.
Yeah,
well,
you
then
just
this is
can't
a
move.
good- This is a good opportunity for Vero to cry out something like, "A king who attacks his own folk is no king at all. In fact, I think this creature here has the heart of a monster." Can I attack with a ranged attack?
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I can attack anyone?
Anyone you can see.
Okay, so Vero cries that out, and an undulating, warbling mass of chaotic energy flies out from him towards the king.
Nice.
That is Chaos Bolt.
Cyrus, just make a dex save so that you're not hit by this.
Oh yeah, sure.
DC 12.
Oh, that's a 17 on the die.
Sweet. Yeah, you duck.
So,
And
yeah.
then Clay, is it a hit or a save for the other guy?
It is a ranged attack,
Okay,
and I
so go
just
ahead and
rolled a
roll.
nat 20.
Oh, let's go.
Let's go.
It's just exactly how I wanted it.
Nice.
So
So your
I
focus
have to
breaks. No,
roll.
I'm just kidding.
So that is 2d8s, a 1 and a 2, plus a 1d6 at 2. Oh my goodness. That is 5 points of acid damage.
Nice.
Oh, that's so disappointing.
It's very
Still
sad.
hurts. Still hurts.
Uh,
Yeah.
and that's it.
Yeah, so you fire out this bolt of chaotic acid right into his face, and it burns it and makes it even uglier than it was before. And now it's Orpheus's turn.
Has the net survived?
The net does survive. It only gets beat up with slashing damage.
It's true.
Apparently, it's immune to all other types of damage.
It's
Even
true.
fire?
Yeah.
Apparently. Maybe
And
it's
you
like
can't burn
metal.
something being worn like that, you
Oh
know?
yeah, I guess.
It's just like carbon fibers or something like that.
Yeah, yeah. Some advanced
Exactly.
sort of material like that totally
It's
existing.
an ultralight.
Mhm.
I will say something to the effect that I don't even believe his king battle story, and furthermore, I thought it was quite stupid. And he has to make a wisdom save.
Yikes.
Oh, his
That's
favorite
gonna
kind of
count.
save.
No.
Succeeds.
Oh.
Yeah.
And then I will
Being in this net gave him time to think.
fire.
Self-reflection is good.
Who needs to be inspired right now?
I think Cyrus is inspired still.
Cyrus used his inspiration the
Okay.
second he got it.
It's Samson.
Yeah, I'd say
About
Samson.
to go, so
Right.
yeah.
I will inspire Samson then.
All right, Samson, you have bardic inspiration, so next time you do something, you have the option to add a d6 to your roll. And you have.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, you have this for 10 minutes, so don't feel like you need to do it on the next thing you do.
Well, all of those red cloaks disappeared, right?
Yeah, they went invisible.
No, they're just gone. Like object permanence isn't a thing.
I mean, just Samson's perspective, they vanished. They
I mean,
clearly
as
were.
far as Samson is concerned, he thinks that this king is probably trying to make an exit. So I want to try to get that staff from him.
Okay. Yeah, roll a athletics. This is going to be to try and disarm him. So this is you're
Cool.
going to try and snatch him away, and he's going to try and hold on to it using.
And I can choose to
his-
use the bardic inspiration after I roll, right?
Yes, but I won't tell you the result.
Okay, nice. So this is just an athletics check.
Yes. Versus
Okay.
his athletics or acrobatics.
Yeah, that's a 6 with my bonus.
Joe, just so you are aware, he is restrained, which means that he has disadvantage on dex saving throws. I know that this
Oh,
is
that's
a
right.
check. This is
Wait,
a
is it
check, not
just
a-
dex saving throws?
It does say just dex saving throws. So
Yeah,
it's
so
not,
this is
it's
a
not
contested check, so it's a check.
Yeah. But I
I'm
wanted to
just
raise that.
reading natural attack rolls. Yeah. No, it doesn't affect that. He's still
Okay.
regular advantage for holding on to his scepter.
We just lost the stream.
That's what that sound was. Well, all good things must come
Wah.
to an end, like the stream.
He casts darkness, and all of us are now blind.
That's true.
Exactly.
So I'm gonna guess that 6. You wait. You can't tell me if it hits or not.
I
If it's-
won't tell you before you use it, but I'm gonna give you a look, and the look's gonna say maybe hold on to your bardic inspiration for now. Also, I'm not gonna try and fight Discord if it's not gonna let me share, so I'll just describe what's going on, but I'll still record it, so it'll be in the It'll be in the final thing, but unfortunately you guys won't be able to see it now. But I think you're all pretty much in positions that you want to be in, so I can give you descriptions about where things are and such.
Sounds cool.
Samson, I guess that's your action to try and grapple him, but rather grab the scepter from him. But is there anything else you would like to do? You could move or sing a jaunty tune.
Do some interpretive dance.
Yeah,
No, I
some
think I think I'm just gonna try to get this scepter. That's the goal.
Okay. All right. Hati, it is now your go. You're currently grappled by an octopus Duergar.
Yes, and I guess I can
That's-
use an action to break the grapple.
Yeah, it would be you can do that, or you can just simply attack if you would like to. There's nothing that makes you bad at attacking while you're grappled.
I'll just attack it.
Okay, cool.
Ooh, that was close to a 4, but ended up being an 18. So that's a 23 to hit.
That does it.
And I am attacking with my glaive.
That's against the one that grappled you, which was number 1. Yeah, rolled a hit.
I did roll to hit. It was
Oh,
23.
Sorry, my bad. Yeah, you see this glaive completely go through the guy. Like you've cut him in half, but nothing happens.
Damn it! Hati feared that would happen.
Oh no.
All right, and that's going to be the king's turn. And the king is going to go invisible.
Knew that was gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's a good thing the net isn't invisible. We still know where
It
he
is
is.
not.
It's true, yeah, but you're just
I mean, he's right
disadvantaged on
there.
hitting him.
He's right in there.
I mean,
But
so
we
what
have
is it?
we have advantage because he's restrained.
So you just have
So
regular
it's still
advantage. It's
just-
just it nets out, as if you will.
You've
All
got
right.
advantage.
Ooh, Cyrus is gonna write that one down.
Gonna be using a net again just to say that.
Speaking of writing things down, it's Jens's turn.
Cool. I want to get weird with the king.
Okay, gross, but
That came out wrong.
No, I think it came out
Get a
exactly how you
room.
wanted it to sound.
yeah.
So I've been carrying around, where did it go? Two flasks of oil this entire time. So I'm going to take one of those flasks of oil. I'm going to pour a bunch of oil all over the king, and then I'm going to firebolt him in the oil, which will not damage the net.
To pull out the oil and then douse him, that'll take your action.
That's going to eat my whole action.
Yeah. You want to cover the whole net, I'm assuming, right?
What? I don't know. Not the net. I want to get the guy.
Okay, so like, is it just kind of like a grab the oil, smash it on the ground, fire the firebolt?
Yes, but I'm smashing it on him.
Okay, sure. And now roll for the firebolt hit.
Excellent. Nope, that is a... Oh, that is a 9. But it's a 4 on the die. But it does get us to 9.
Your firebolt hits the patch of oil that you threw onto the ground, and the oil burns around it. You notice no ill effects to the net.
Did we hear some screams?
You are Hati is too far away, but Jens doesn't hear any screams.
Cyrus, Samson, I think we've ruled out he's not standing right there.
The net is literally right there. What do you think it's on? It's not just the net's just not just on the floor. It is around a humanoid shaped thing.
And it is the Black Cloak's turn. And they are going to start dragging the ones that have people grappled. They're going to start moving them back. So that's going to be And whoop, whoop, whoop. I guess more like this, actually. And then this one is going to try and grapple Orpheus again. They're just dragging you guys away slowly, basically.
So I do acrobatics.
Yes, please.
13.
Oh, I'm in a different book. Yeah, that succeeds once again. Haha.
Ha ha ha.
Aha.
And
Sneaky.
the other octopus is just gonna stand there like a pleb with nothing better to do. Actually, no, there is something better to do. Octopus 3 goes invisible. And with that, it is Cyrus.
All right. Cyrus is. I don't know if this is going to work. I don't know how you're going to rule on this, Joe, our beloved DM. But Cyrus is going to touch through the net and cast light, hopefully trying to cast light on the invisible king within.
So
I have
because
no
you're trying to
idea if-
touch a hostile creature, just roll an attack because you're just trying to touch them. So it's just like any touch spell, basically.
The spell specifically says the creature must succeed on a dex saving throw to avoid the spell.
And it's a touch-based spell already.
Yes.
Oh, then there's no need for me to rule on anything. There's just rules in the spell light. I wasn't sure when you said there's something to rule on. I thought it just says like you touch
Well,
something
I have
and it
no
gets
idea
light.
if a creature who is invisible invisibles the light.
Well, Cyrus doesn't know the answer to that, and we'll see
Yeah.
if he's successful,
So-
and then I'll make a ruling.
All right.
What's the DC again?
Well, I assume that it's my spell save DC, which is 12. But because they're grappled, they have disadvantage on
Well, it's because
they're
they're
restrained,
yeah.
sorry, not grappled, but they're restrained, they have disadvantage on the dex saving throw.
Fail, so they are lit. Let me now look at what their invisible thing says.
You see a bright invisible light in front of you, the shape of a Duergar.
Yeah, I've got no idea if it cancels out.
It says they turn magically invisible, so I'm just gonna take that one word and then just say that they're still invisible.
Makes sense. But Cyrus gave it a shot, and now he knows.
Now he knows.
The end.
All right.
Moving on.
That moves us right along to the red cloaks who are invisible. And yeah, they don't seem to do anything that involves you guys, so you don't notice anything. And then Vero, it's your go.
Well, that was very creepy for them to not do anything. Vero is going to cast magic missile towards the king. So he's just gonna keep his onslaught of belting things out towards the king. And I don't think there's no saving throw for magic missile, is there?
It just hits.
Okay, yeah,
Um,
all three are gonna go. Oh,
Does
no,
it say you have to be
No,
able to
c-
see the target?
it does say that you can see within range.
Yeah, so you can't
Okay,
see him, so you can't hit him.
So never mind. I'm just. Oh, I'm being carried by a guy, and he has dragged me away from the king. Is he
Mhm.
still within 5 feet of his neighbor,
Yes.
or have they? Okay, so then I'll cast Acid Splash, which is Dex 13
For both of them?
saving throw for both of them. Yeah,
They both
the guy.
succeed.
Okay, so then nothing happens. Oh, no, okay, I'll leave it.
Oh, what were you gonna say though?
Well, I have inspiration I could have used, but I'll save it.
Okay. Alrighty, and that brings us to Orpheus, who's still not grappled.
And basically everyone is invisible right now, right?
Well, there's the 3 Duergar that are dragging away your friends, or the 2 that are dragging away your friends, and the one that's the frog and the top hat that's still right next to you.
I'm gonna do a thunderclap because I haven't done a thunderclap on the top hat frog.
Nice, do it.
I think it's another Constitution save.
Yep.
Just check.
They succeed.
No. So it just
And-
makes a loud sound and nothing happens.
You make a big. And the king still does not light up after you clap twice.
What? God.
All right. And with that, we'll end it at the bottom of the initiative. So we'll pick up next session with Samson's turn.